Hey everybody, it's Swill from the Panel Network. We are here in Cherville, Indiana at Buddy and Pal's place. I'm here to tell you about the 2K25 tournament that we got going on October 12th, okay? Here's how it works. Go ahead and register on our Facebook, the Panel Network, Panle. Registration is only $10. Once you register on October 12th, you have the opportunity to play for up to $300 and a free copy of 2K25, all right?
Damn!
Nice.
So like I said, go to our Facebook, register, pay that $10, and come out here and run through the competition and see who's the best in the Midwest at 2K25, all right? We'll see you guys soon.
Okay, just be careful. Okay, just hit the button.
Oh.
Which button? The record button?
Yeah, but I can cut it out. But I'm just letting you know.
The direct eye contact. Oh yeah. Prolonged eye contact. Prolonged eye contact.
No blinking. No, just.
Just make it better.
It's giving Professor X
With hair.
Days of Future Past.
Oh yes. Yes. But if he had some questionable taste.
Yeah, that guy was weird.
Well, he had like multiple personalities eventually.
Yeah. I mean, Eric really broke him, man.
He
You know, his boyfriend broke up with him, and then he just developed a lot of split personalities.
That's
How
don't
dare you? No.
Don't do that to Professor X.
What?
It's just a gay love affair.
Yeah, that's all it is. I mean, if you look at the story, they clearly love each other.
That's why they fought so hard.
That's why they're still together in their 80s, bro.
Well, they fought but never killed.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
They're hippies.
He blew out that guy's back, let me tell you.
Oh no. Oh no.
That's why he can't walk. Huh?
This is like us having the Coach OK discussion with Albert all over again.
If it wasn't for that fucking KFC, none of this would have happened.
No, literally. Me and Haley's goal is to, in fact, get a picture in our Satosugu cosplays in front of KFC.
Amazing.
Yes.
Yeah,
In a KFC.
Ordering the chicken.
Alrighty. Are you hosting again?
I mean, I can.
Hold on. 1 second.
1,000.
Do you guys remember this?
No.
This is before your time.
Digimon.
Oh yeah.
I just saw something about that too today.
This is I used to actually watch this growing up.
I love that.
Yeah.
Pokemon's true.
This feels very like 90s, 2000s vibe.
Into digital champions duel. This is
This gives me like OG Spider-Man cartoon intro
Yeah.
vibes for sure.
It was right around that time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I grew up on, let me tell you. Huge Spider-Man nerd.
Yeah.
This
I
makes
was
me
too.
want a glass of orange juice and some Pop-Tarts early in the morning.
And that, my friends, is the Pavlov effect.
Pink milk. Do you guys remember pink milk?
No.
Strawberry
what?
milk?
Hippo
Yeah.
milk?
Pink.
No, pink milk.
That sounds
What was
like
the flavor?
Hippo milk?
it was infected.
It's just pink.
The flavor is pink.
Yeah, the milk from a hippopotamus is pink.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Can you drink it?
I wouldn't.
Wait,
I mean, okay, so technically you can.
You can drink whatever you want, guy.
Exactly. You have free will, you know, you can make decisions for yourself. Would I recommend it? Absolutely not. Because first you'd have to obtain it.
Oh.
You want to go milk a hippo? Yeah, tell me
That'd
how
be
that works
fun.
out for you.
No,
They
they're-
crush watermelons in their mouth
Yeah.
with zero effort.
They're
Oh,
mean.
but they're just little brother buddies.
No.
They can run like 60 miles an hour, and they can
Yeah.
swim terrifyingly fast.
They got
Welcome to
cute
the Hippo
eyes.
Podcast.
Welcome to. Oh, what's the hippo's name?
Yeah, I was gonna ask you that.
It's like Boudang or something like that. It's
yeah,
a,
no, it's Budang.
it's a
Or
baby.
Moodang.
Moodang. Yeah, it's a baby hippo. It's the cutest fucking thing ever.
Mm-hmm.
It's been everywhere on the internet recently. I'm pulling up a picture. So sorry. After this, I will give us a little intro. I'm sorry.
They're still terrifying.
It's such a cute hippo. Here, pass that around, please.
Have you seen Mudang?
No, never.
Mudang is the best,
Just
bro.
wants to munch on all
He's
sorts of things.
literally like this big.
He is.
Isn't he? He's in
cuddle
like
with
the
that guy.
Philippines or Taiwan or
Yeah, yeah,
something.
yeah.
I have seen that.
Mudang is so cute.
Mudang.
Oh yeah, he's in Thailand.
Yeah. I'd let Mudang bite my knee.
Yeah.
Have you seen Mudang, Steven?
Mm-mm.
Well, you're about to. You're about to witness glory.
Mudang. That's
It's a
right.
baby hippo.
Terrifying.
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 Bro,
You
he
don't
just,
like hippos?
He just wants to cuddle up. What are you talking about? Terrifying.
He's a little rubber buddy.
Yeah.
Alrighty, hippo podcast over. Time
Okay.
to start.
Apologies.
End of Hippo podcast, beginning of Anime podcast.
Well,
Yes.
hello everybody. Welcome back to the Anime Panel podcast. I am going to be your host once again. I'm Asher, and we have some returning guests with us. But just in case you haven't met them before, we're going to go around the room and introduce ourselves. Starting with our friend right here.
Yo, Joshua Flores. I'm a yard dog.
He's got that dog in him.
Oh no.
I'm Maddie. I've been on most of the panels. You've probably seen me a handful of times.
And I'm Mac. I'm here probably every other time.
Yeah.
Usually, like every
Most of
other
the times.
week.
Do both of you also have that dog in you?
I don't think so. I hate root beer.
What?
I hate root beer, yeah.
Oh, man. That's a good. What about root beer float? Do you still have root beer float? No, that's fair.
Maddie doesn't like
you don't
cream
like
soda.
root beer. Oh.
I don't
I
like
know.
what?
Cream soda?
No, yeah, I can't do cream soda.
That's
She was about to like go against what I was saying, and then she heard what I was saying. She's like, "Oh yeah, that's facts."
Yeah. Well, I know Steven has finally finished the critically acclaimed Death Note.
Steven has a hot take about Death Note that he messaged me about earlier.
Oh yeah, I did.
I want to
Yeah.
hear this.
Oh, you do. Go ahead, hit us with your hot take.
Cyberpunk is better than Death Note.
I don't think
Hear me out. If you're including everything that has to do with Neat,
near.
yeah. It's so bad that I don't even remember his name. Like, stop after that point.
I can advocate for that. However, counterpoint: Cyberpunk is one season, so if you compare a one season to just the first season of Death Note, if it were still a one season
Until L died, yeah.
until
Yeah,
El
that's what I'm
died,
saying.
Cyberpunk's losing.
Yeah.
I'm saying
But because they had such a bad second season,
I can
I'll
kind
kind
of
of give it to you a little bit.
Yeah, I'm not as upset because I can't stand everything after
Yeah.
that. I
Still a
stopped
hot
watching.
take, though. Really?
Every time I rewatch it, I just stop after that
Yeah.
because I can't stand them that bad.
How did you
Wow.
feel about Light finally dying?
He went out like a bitch.
Yeah, he fucking
Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
Well,
fucking
how do you go?
did.
He's like,
Just crying in the corner.
Yeah, he's just like
No, I'm not ready.
he would like cry, and then he was have these bouts where he regains his confidence and realizes who the fuck he is, and then he cries again,
And then Ryuk's just like, "Ah, you little whiny bitch."
yeah, and then he starts going for. It's just funny when every time he tries to go for the little piece of paper, they like shoot him in the hand.
They're like, "No,
Stop it."
It's like a little spray bottle, and you're like spraying your cat for pushing something up the counter. Like, stop it! Hey, stop! Like, just like, my hands.
Yeah, it was great. I loved it. It was just good to see him die because I really didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't like
fuck
him.
that guy.
You're not meant to. You're meant to question his morals.
Yeah.
And like, is he doing the right thing? Should all criminals die? But then you quickly turn that around.
Morals
I will
wise,
s-
I liked him, but it just
Yeah.
like his personality, I didn't fucking like the guy.
I will say, I look out of curiosity
fair.
today as a possible podcast like discussion. I did look up what people like had considered some of the worst characters in anime, and I think he was like 3 or 4.
Yeah,
Oh shit.
I believe that.
And then
Yeah.
I
Nier
put him
was
in-
like right under him, and then like almost every other person was from Naruto.
Mellow should be like at least in the top 3 if we're talking
Yeah.
about bad characters.
The
from
number
Death Note.
one, and then on the list, it was just so funny looking at the list because it was like that. I've never watched Full Metal Alchemist, which you already knew this. I told you this before.
Right, you're right. It's
I
still
told you
so
that.
shocking.
No,
though.
because I told you that me and Alex have the intent to watch it. We just
Okay.
haven't got to it yet.
Well, I just bought the Blu-ray
I
DVD
saw it on your
of
coffee table.
original Full Metal
I
Alchemist.
saw it on your coffee table, and the first thing I said when I walked into your house the other day when I was hanging out with Maddie, the first thing I said is, "Oh, Asher's DVD came in."
Yes, it did, and we have yet to open it.
Did you know they had a OVA or something like that? It's supposed to be like a titled Kids that later on is supposed to talk about like how long they lived after the events of like the final events of that series. Full Metal. Yeah, not the Full Metal Brotherhood, the original
Full
anime.
Metal,
I would assume not long.
Yeah, no, actually, they lived. From the synopsis it gave, they lived like 100 years or some shit.
Yeah,
Okay.
but the one that was on the like very worst characters in anime, the number one was from that.
Who
Do
was
you
it?
remember who it was?
I don't know much about it, but I think it's the guy who like did the thing with I think it's his daughter with the dog thing.
Oh,
Oh, yep,
yeah,
I know who you're talking about.
I
Oh my
forget his
god.
name. He's a horrible guy.
Yeah.
He's a horrible.
Bro
All
can
I
catch
know
the
is what
fade.
happens to the dog. I don't know anything else.
Wait, you know that already?
Yeah, of course.
Who
Who
it's
has
around
seen that?
everywhere.
Sad. I wanted that to be like a big
Re-
moment where
remember-
she's like, "What?"
Well, just remember, I know absolutely
Just bawling
nothing about
tears.
this show, and I still know that.
That's
so
fair.
like,
That's fair. Most people know it. Everybody's seen the Edward.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I've seen.
Yeah.
yeah.
Makes sense.
So, Steven, you finally finished Death Note. Hate L. Excited to see him die. Or, I'm sorry, not L.
Light.
Light. Yeah.
Starts with an L.
Do we have any advice before he finally starts JJK? Because this is going to be a big jump from Edge Runners and Death Note. This is a very different anime.
JJK won the Guinness Book of World Records most popular anime for 2024.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
Mhm.
Okay.
Well
Because
deserved.
well deserved hype. First of all,
Yeah.
writing fantastic. And then like once they start releasing more stuff, people are gonna start coming for Gege Akutami's head.
Oh yeah.
People nickname JJK Ju Jump Kaizen because everybody gets jumped.
Mhm.
Nice.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, like that video I sent you, it's not a spoiler at all that Yuji gets stabbed multiple times.
Mhm.
Like that's just
Yeah.
normal.
Bro just eats that shit
Yeah.
for breakfast. He's got
Just
holes
champ.
all over his body. He's like, I'm not done. I'm still fighting.
Yeah.
And it's like, brother, are you? Like,
He's like, let me get
Like,
some
are
water real
you-
quick, just
are
to
you
rehydrate.
Sure, you're good.
yeah, it's just like pouring out of him as he's drinking. He's like, all right, I think I'm good. And he just collapses on the floor. Yeah.
Jesus.
The power system is a little broken. I want to warn you about that ahead of time.
We love a good OP anime though.
Because every character has their own powers and their own abilities. It's not like everybody has the chrome or like they're all normal people in Death Note. But in this, they're all jujutsu sorcerers, but they don't use the same sorcery, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that
So
makes sense.
They all derive their power from the same energy, but that power manifests in unique ways.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's confusing to follow because you're like, why is this person broken and this person not?
Bro,
It's-
if you're
it's just how it is.
blasted and you watch this show, you're gonna enjoy it anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm getting ready to do.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
don't overthink it.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. All right. I guess I'll get to it.
There's a lot of lore in JJK. Unfortunately, like with the amount of media that's out right now, you're gonna get like I hesitate to say a third of the lore because there's honestly like way more.
Mhm.
But you're gonna get a decent amount of like world building, knowing who the important characters are, because they're gonna make it painfully obvious who the important characters are. Like from the jump, there's 2 seasons and a movie. You have to decide if you want to watch it in release order
No.
or in chronological
Chronological
order.
order. Yeah.
I decided for him.
Oh,
I-
shit.
I make the decisions here.
Yeah.
So this is my fucking house.
this is how
Well,
it's
I
gonna
think
go.
that release order makes a lot of sense because I think that you're supposed to go through season 1 a little bit confused. in my
I
opinion.
can understand that, but there are a lot of mentions of a certain character in
Yeah.
season 1 that you're like, who the fuck is this person?
Yeah.
I've never seen this
Well,
person
because
before.
the issue with
And then you watch the movie,
looking
and
at
you won't
it-
remember that they mentioned
right.
him so much.
right, and the issue with it too is you could technically go through all of it without ever touching. Technically, you can go through the entire thing without ever touching Zero. You are just
I
gonna be
agree.
missing stuff.
You're gonna be missing a lot
Because
though.
here's the thing: if you read the manga and you're actually going through and reading the manga, Zero is just considered a prologue.
Yeah, it's a prequel to everything, but it explains a lot.
A lot.
Like a lot.
I mostly want him to watch it because of the Gojo Gato information and that. Well, that's more in
little
hidden
bit.
inventories, but still there's a little bit of that you miss out
I mean,
on. I
there's
think
a big
that
portion of that relationship in the movie.
I think
Yeah.
that the specific character that you're talking about, while I agree is a very important character, he's not important enough to season 1 that you need to know who he is.
I mean, that's valid.
The mentions are very insignificant.
yeah.
I think also watching season 1 first and not knowing some of the implications from the end
And
of
like the
Zero.
world building and like
Well,
how everything works.
there's
You're
the
gonna be confused during
there's
the
the
movie.
implications that of what happens to Gato
Mhm.
that it's kind of meant to be confusing on why everybody seems so confused.
That's fair.
And
Plus,
then when
if
you
he has
figure out what
questions,
happened,
we can answer
yeah.
all those questions once he's done with it too.
Yeah. I think most people recommend watching the movie after season 1.
I'm just a monster. I
Not
prefer-
yours. Hers. Pull your mic a little closer.
Closer?
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Let me just. I'm just kidding.
But yeah, I think you need to enjoy season 1, observe what's going on, and allow yourself, I know you haven't been, allow yourself to connect to the characters.
I connected with kind of.
Death Note, you didn't.
No.
Edge Runners, you did a little bit.
Edge Runners forces you to connect with David.
Yeah.
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 Like, how can you not feel for this kid?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But then at one point he got to know. As a dad, it's just like, grow up, bro.
yeah, a little- he's still a teenager though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Until like the very end of Edge Runners, and he's like in his early 20s.
Oh, that's something you'll very quickly forget in JJK. It is important to remember that the
They're
sorcerers,
all high schoolers.
they're all high school students.
Okay.
For
they
the
were
most part.
they were
yeah.
taken out of public high school and put into a sorcery school because of their skills.
Okay.
So
Except
they
Gojo.
are
Gojo's that
younger.
guy.
They just don't look younger.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
All right.
The one like consistent adult is Gojo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
You'll
that,
know.
that would become painfully obvious.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But I think you're in for a treat. I think you're gonna really like this one.
Animation quality is high class.
Oh
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
those
Nappa's
fight
been-
scenes.
Nappa's been
Smooth.
busting it out. Like, let me tell you.
Mm-hmm.
They may have overworked their employees a little bit. Okay, a lot of it.
A lot of
A lot of it.
No
Uh,
sleep.
You don't get to see your family until this scene is done.
Yeah, it was days.
Yeah.
They'd go without weeks without seeing their family.
Yeah,
I
for
fuck with it.
yeah,
But,
they
they
they straight
definitely-
up were like talking about going on strike from how poorly
Yeah, they
were
were like
treated.
they were
Yeah.
dangerously close to going on an animator strike. For
That's how you know it's
hot minute
passion
there.
in it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like you'll watch the especially season 2. Like you'll watch season 2, like I want to say halfway through season 2 and the rest, and it's literally just passion, high class. You can tell they put in so many hours of effort, and the writing is very good. And like most of the anime is shot for shot from the manga. Like they take
Yeah.
manga panels, insert them, and then animate their characters to match that pose. And I'm talking like every episode has shots from the manga.
And if
I like
they're not taking the shot from the manga, it's because they're improving on it.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically the anime is basically going from panel to panel and animating it and adding some creative liberties to elevate it
Yeah,
That's
to
actually
make you
really
feel
cool.
more emotional towards it.
that's a lot. That's really cool.
It's
Yeah, they're ve-
dedication.
yeah, for real. And they're not done. They're still cooking, bro. Like, oh my god. I say the season 2 ends at chapter like 160.
And they
somewhere around
finished
Ish,
off
something like that.
I think
at like
somewhere
what
around there.
280.
Around 280.
Yeah.
So we're like
Episodes?
halfway through the story.
Chapters.
How long did-
280 chapters of the manga. The first
Oh,
2
okay.
seasons and the movie are 160 chapters into that.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yes. Yes. So it'll probably end up being like a 3-4 season anime, maybe 5 if they probably 3 or 4 and maybe another movie.
Yeah.
That's what I would expect.
270. The manga's 270.
And it's
Yeah.
more than that now. I think they're on like
No,
chapter 277, aren't they?
No, 270 came out this week. I'm looking at it right now.
Oh, okay.
That's literally. I was
But yeah,
trying to look to see if I could see how far back.
So
you're in
it's
for a
got
good time. You
got
have to
another 90
at
chapters.
least start it by next pod.
Oh no, I'm gonna start it probably tonight.
Cool.
I have the Golden Bachelorette that
Yeah.
I was finishing for tomorrow's
Oh
pod.
my god.
So-
Golden Bachelorette.
Can we
I
have
love
some
that.
champagne with that
Is
one?
that is
Yeah.
that Mikasa from Attack on Titan?
So I know we finished Demon Slayer. We wanted to talk a little bit about it with
That's
Mac.
So good.
I know we just talked about it. How much of Demon Slayer have you seen?
So I started rewatching it because, like, what was it? I'd seen it once before, all the way up until past the Swords Village, but I started rewatching
Right,
it.
right, right,
Now
right.
I'm all the way up to. We just finished the Mugen Train. He's meeting up with Tengen in the entertainment district.
Sweet.
cool.
Yeah.
Sick.
So we never discussed last week, and I do want to talk favorite Hashira.
Tomioka.
Yeah,
Yeah.
even
Why?
knowing his
Why-
story.
Why Tomioka? Yeah, of course Tomioka. He has, how do I put it? His sense of value to what a Hashira should be is very solid. Like, he believes that a Hashira should be trained, passionate, and dedicated to the life of a demon slayer. And he doesn't feel justified in calling himself a Hashira, right? Because he didn't complete the trial in the way that it's intended to be completed. So he has a great respect for the title of being a Hashira and being a demon slayer.
Mm-hmm.
That and Tomioka's like sad past also makes him that much more connectable as
Mhm.
a character for me.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
And the fact that he spared Nezuko shows his character as well, because seeing the bond between Tanjiro and Nezuko, it's so palpable. Like, he doesn't have to utter words to explain how much they love each other. And the fact that Tomioka can take that and all of this information and propaganda and the lifestyle of a demon slayer and compartmentalize that and say it's just a brother protecting his sister. His sister hasn't killed anybody yet. What's another chance? You know what I mean? So I think for all of that stuff, I'd probably have to pick Tomioka. Rengoku's a solid second though.
Yeah.
Poor Rengoku. He deserved
R.I.P.
better.
Should have survived.
Do you have-
Fucking guy.
And then I'd say number 3. It's a split between Tengen and then the he's not the is he the wind?
What does he look like?
Hashira?
With the
He's
long
got
hair,
like the
black-
long green hair.
Giyu?
No,
No,
Giyu is Tomioka.
Long green.
It's like
the,
green ends.
Yeah.
Oh no, he's missed. So that is
Moichiro. Yes.
Michiru.
Yeah, he's
Number 3.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
My third favorite.
I like
Hashira.
him a lot. My top 2 top spot no matter what will always be Shinobu for me.
I love Shinobu.
Especially
I forgot about Shinobu. Okay, replace Moichiro with Shinobu.
She's the one with
Um,
that little sword that like
She's
stuck
got the
in ribbon,
poison,
right?
she's
Like
got
a
the
ribbon.
poison.
So-
Well, Shinobu is the poison sword.
Oh,
So-
that one. Okay, okay.
and like I'm a manga reader for Demon Slayer. I've read the entirety of it, so I know how everybody's story ends. So knowing that there's no way in hell that I would ever replace her in any spot other than number 1, just because of like how it plays out in the end.
Heard.
And then like a lot of there's some like little details about the like Hashira that come through in the manga that some of it's not really seen in the anime. Like I was talking to Maddie about some of it earlier, especially with like the physical builds of a
Mhm.
lot of them. So like Shinobu, the reason she uses the sword she does is because she doesn't have enough physical strength to cut the heads off.
Mm.
So she has manufactured her own poison
Mhm.
and uses her sword as a needle to pierce
Mhm.
the poison in because she can't physically
Yeah.
get enough body strength to cut the
I
head
think
off.
she talked about that in the anime, like very briefly,
very briefly.
very briefly, like
Right in the
within a
beginning.
2-minute
Yeah, 'cause-
explanation. She's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, I just can't cut their heads off, so I
She's-
made this poison."
Yeah, because she's like canonically like very, very low muscle structure and like she's like 5 foot.
Low key, she should like mass manufacture that poison, like as much as she can, and just dip all of the Nichirin swords in it, like
Mm-hmm.
all of them.
It uses
It's probably difficult to get that
yeah,
much of it though.
well, because it's derived from the
Wisteria.
wisteria flowers.
Mhm.
And I mean, they have an entire field of
Mhm.
wisteria trees, so I mean, they could probably do it.
Yeah.
A lot of it has to do, I think, with like the respects for the breathing styles that I think that they don't use it.
I
believe
can
that.
definitely understand that.
Because hers also works so well because of how she's pinpointing it, I think.
Yeah, but I mean, for at least like the really weak
Yeah.
demon slayers, give them something. You know, like your ace up your sleeve. Like you have like a poison tip dagger. It may not be like a whole Nichirin sword, so you still have to practice with that. But she's able to make enough that like you can have this small dagger for emergencies. Like you're gonna die, this is your get back for your death. You know, at least try to stab him with it. You might take him down with you.
Yeah.
I'd say something like that could be viable. And instead of like committing seppuku, you can take him with you.
Yeah. I think the Demon Slayer chorus dying so much though, they're not worried about that. They're more worried about getting more Demon Slayers.
Well, yeah. Once you get to like a certain level, I
Yeah.
guess you could give it to him.
Yeah.
Like once you start going out on missions.
The future of Demon Slayers. I could
Yeah.
see that.
I'm curious, like once stuff comes to an end, just like the more discussion about her, because I think you guys will be like,
I mean, we'll definitely talk about
Yeah.
it more.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
100%.
I'm interested to see if that sword, like, did she do that to her sword herself? Like, actually, like, break it like how Inosuke breaks his swords up? Did she have the.
think
the
hers is
swords that do it
manufactured that way.
Yeah,
Oh,
because
so it's
the whole thing is
manufacturable
blunt
shit.
until like the last
The
2
little tip,
inches.
right? Yeah, yeah.
I can,
Just the tip.
Just
I
the
could
tip.
actually bring that next time.
You have a
I
Shinobu
have
sword?
Shinobu's sword in my closet.
I
That's hot.
love that.
It's a bamboo one because I use it for cosplay and I'm not allowed to have live steel on the floor, but
But that's fine.
I have one in my
that's-
closet.
That's valid. You know,
so I have a bamboo one of Shinobu's
that's pretty cool.
in my closet.
Do you have a favorite Hashira?
Honestly, right now it is the Tengen guy. Mostly because, like, when I was first introduced to him, I like how,
There's
like,
a fucking shinobi. That's valid.
yeah,
he's
a ninja.
badass.
Like,
He is
holy
so
shit, yeah.
cool.
He's very cool. And
And
when he
also-
comes back and he's like training all those guys, he's like, run.
Yeah.
No, faster.
And he's still
Keep
able to
running.
keep up with them. Like,
Okay,
all
there you
that
go.
damage and all that. Even though he's all wounded, he's still, like, keeping up with them and shit.
And all
That's
these guys
what's
are
dope.
like, and he's damaged and he's
Yeah.
fucking us up.
And like he like he could have kept fighting. He willingly retired for like
For his wives.
for his wives,
Yeah.
so
That's
that he
another
wasn't
reason I
putting
like that
himself.
dude. He got
Mhm.
3 wives. Like, holy shit, that's some real riz right there. Man.
Now,
Some big
now
charm,
the
man.
thing,
like, damn.
the thing that like kind of rubbed me a little bit the wrong way about Tengen having 3 wives. They were his students.
Yeah, I
No,
didn't like
that's
that
right, I
part.
didn't know that.
Partially like raised them and
Yeah.
could have potentially groomed them
Yeah.
unintentionally.
Yeah,
You know, especially with like how the shinobi system works, you're assigned a teacher at a very young age.
But
and
you also
they
have to
watch
think-
over you. And
Shinobi
little
live a very
sticky.
different culture. They live a very different life. And so, you know, like your team
so just
bonds.
because it's a different culture doesn't mean it's immoral.
That's a good argument.
well, because here's the thing: parts of morality do come from culture.
Yes.
I can understand that. But knowing what we know,
Yeah,
right, in the 21st century about how brains are developed at certain ages, regardless of your culture, a child is not capable of making those kinds of
Oh, yeah.
decisions.
But a child is
100%.
also not capable of making the correct decisions to be a shinobi. So like they're already bypassing some of those mental blockages.
Well,
Like-
children in a shinobi world become shinobi out of necessity, not because of choice.
Yeah, more times than not, from what I've heard, it's usually like rather they were sold off or they were kidnapped. Like
Yeah,
for the
they
ninjas
don't
and stuff.
really get a choice in that. They chose to marry him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is
As
why, I
adults,
mean, then
though.
again, it's like they chose that. Sure, he might
After
have,
they were
like-
groomed. You know, like, yes, all 3 of you are now the rightful age of 18. You're going to marry me, right? And
I
they're like,
mean-
yes, we've been waiting for years.
Well, I mean, he's a flashy guy, though. I don't think it took much. He's
Yeah,
a very
and
flashy guy.
We don't know the story. We don't know that he was into them. Like maybe it was the
I will
we
say
don't know how it
Tengen
happened.
is one of the few that you don't get as much of a fleshed out backstory.
Yeah.
of
And
because
I'm not
he's a
saying
shinobi.
I'm not saying he did that on
Yeah.
purpose. He probably didn't do it on purpose.
Yeah,
His
no.
character doesn't strike me as the kind of like, huh, yeah, I got 3 little student girls. They
Espe-
will be
Creepy
mine.
guy.
Right,
Yeah.
especially because you do see throughout the arc the way that like the 4 of them all do really care for each other.
He's kind of a softie when it comes
Yeah.
to people he cares about. He's only such a hard ass to protect everybody that he loves,
Right.
which like I don't think he did all of this or groomed them or did anything
Yeah.
like that intentionally. I'm just saying a little suspicious.
yeah.
Yeah. But as a general character and,
Because
and
we were,
morals, I
'cause
like
we were
Tengen a
talking
lot.
about that in one of our old podcasts about
Yeah.
like, you know, some red flags and things like
Yeah.
that. It's just one I wanted to bring
Yeah,
up.
for
It's
sure.
a little bit of a red flag, but it's not too bad.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it's not-
I was worried.
I can look past it, but it's still there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because they showed a little bit of a flashback when they were younger, and he's like, "All right, you guys are all capable of protecting yourselves now." And I'm like, "How old are these girls? Like,
Yeah.
what's happening now? How far back of a flashback is this?" Like,
Yeah.
but you know, I digress.
Well,
Yeah.
Not to mention, though, again, the main reason, like the thing that caught me, though, was like right in the beginning when they first go to do some, like they're talking about like the punishment for like Tanjiro, right? They're all like, oh well, he should be killed and all that, and like Rengoku's like, yeah, all right, we're gonna get him, and then like Tenji comes along, it's like, yeah, just as long as it's spectacular. I don't care, but just make it look nice.
Make it
Yeah.
flashy.
Yeah.
I love it.
I loved seeing all their different reactions to like,
I also
do we
I-
kill him or not?
another thing that made me love Tomioka was his commitment to commit seppuku for Nezuko.
Yes.
Yeah,
That locked it in for me. I was
Mhm.
like, you barely know these people,
He-
but you saw the passion.
I will say he is in fact my number 2.
Okay, solid. Oh, that makes me feel so much better because I love Tomioka.
No, my number 1 is Shinobu,
Okay,
and when you finish, you will understand why.
okay, valid.
And my number 2 will be Tomioka.
Okay, that's like Maddie watching only 2 seasons of Attack on Titan and me being like, Mikasa is the greatest character in this entire show. And she'd be
Yeah.
like, she's all right. I'm like, no, you don't
Like-
understand.
Or
Mikasa's
like
the
me
greatest
saying,
character
no, here's
in
the
this
thing.
show.
Me saying my 3rd for somebody who has not seen the end, people will be confused. If
Okay.
you haven't seen as far, people get concerned because it is Tsunemi. Or Shinizagawa, the guy with all the scars. That's
Oh,
kind of a-
really.
he is one of my absolute favorites.
Bro's kind of a douchebag.
Yes, but
Like
because of
majorly a douchebag to
the
his brother.
last
even.
arcs, literally skyrocketed him up for me.
So what that tells
so
me is the
quick.
writers read the feedback they were getting for his character, and they're like, "Oh shit!"
No, the
It was
writers.
planned.
It's one of those things where like
I see. It's a redemption arc.
They cooked.
Oh, okay.
He's still cooking.
Oh, okay. He's still preheating.
Yeah.
Still baking. You know, we put a toothpick in, and he's still a little bloody. So
Yeah.
okay.
I think I agree with you though. I think Shinobu is also my favorite, and I know you have a lot more context and reasons
Yeah.
than I do, but I am a sucker for a good sibling story, and there aren't many sister stories in anime. There's a lot of brother sister. There's not a lot of like sister emotional moments.
Yeah.
And it hurts my heart so much. She's just like, I have to keep smiling for my sister. I'm like, oh.
I'll have to look back in my phone and let you guys know later because I'm not going to search through every single picture I have. I'm 90% sure I took a picture. I used to have a whiteboard in my room. And when I was reading the manga, I read the manga right after I finished season 1, right before Mugen Train came out.
Mugen Train
and
is so good, by the way.
I wrote down after season 1 who my favorite I wrote down all the main
Mhm.
characters that you could have.
Mm-hmm.
I wrote them down in order on a whiteboard, and then
Mhm.
when I finished the manga, I went and I revised it, and I was so shocked
By how
by
different-
my own responses
Interesting.
based on where I started. Like people who were like at the bottom ending up at the top. Like
Mhm.
Shinobu's little sister ended up, I think, in number 2.
Wow.
Like, and she doesn't seem like somebody who's gonna end up
The
that
one that
high.
like flips the coin and stuff.
Mhm.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
But
she's
that's
a
not
solid
really her
character.
little sister, right?
They adopted her.
Yeah,
They adopted.
She's
Yeah.
adopted.
They were like, "You're coming with us."
But yeah, like those moments, it's just like, oh, you never see like girls like that in anime.
Yeah.
It's so good.
True.
And then my number 2 is Rengoku for obvious reasons. Number
Sanjuro
3,
or Kyojiro.
I'm gonna throw a curveball out there. I know we talked a little bit about it earlier. I think my number 3 is Mitsuri
Okay, yeah.
because
Mitsuri?
with the green and pink hair.
Oh, the ribbon sword.
Mm-hmm.
I was waiting for Asher's face because me and Maddie were talking about this at work.
That is a
A-
wild pick.
The sword, dope.
Okay,
The
I'll
fighting
give you that.
style, dope.
Okay.
And while her motives may seem less important than the other Hashira, they're important to her. And that's all that matters. She's fighting for the people she loves and believes in. And that is the breakdown of what it means to be a Hashira.
She's fighting to find a man.
That's not true.
She said she's a
She
Hashira to
joined
find a
the
man.
So
Hashira
she-
to find love,
She did join.
but she's protecting love at the same time.
I get that.
Like
and
Sailor Moon.
Yes, she gives me Sailor Moon vibes.
so part of it with her
Yeah.
backstory too.
She's also the main fan service character.
Yes.
Don't care.
With part of her backstory too, she was essentially just treated her entire life as she was completely unlovable.
And I can understand
And
that. Like
so
we
she
watched her
was-
backstory and
yeah.
I was like, okay, this makes sense, but like it feels so forced.
Yeah.
It didn't feel forced to me.
It feels very forced. You know,
Maybe they
like
just thought about it
giving a
last second.
character unhuman-like strength. Why is her hair the color it is?
I have your answer.
Yes.
Okay, please.
I do have the answer because
explain,
it's in the manga.
They explain Zenitsu's hair. Valid. Bro got struck by lightning. I can understand that.
You're
That'll
gonna,
do some
I
shit
don't
to
know if
you.
you're gonna like the answer, but I
Oh,
have the
did she
answer.
just
She
dye
got
her
struck
hair?
by love.
No,
Okay.
it's because she ate so much sakura mochi when she was growing up that it changed her hair color.
Like a flamingo.
I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
That I'm cool with.
So
it's
it is
still a little
explained.
dumb, but I'm cool
It
with
is
that.
because it's something to
Just
nod.
like if you eat enough carrots,
Right.
you turn yellow.
It's for part of that nod to like the fact that she's constantly seen eating, and that's another thing that like
she needs
people
the calories.
right because she has so much of the physical strength and flexibility that she's
Mhm.
loading, and most people are like we're turned off by the
Fucking
fact.
fat bitch.
Yeah.
And then there's like,
Not that I actually think that.
no,
Obviously.
But that's what people said, and that's why like her motives seem small, but in her mind, like that's she just wants to
because
fight to not be treated like
her
that.
parent,
yeah,
her
motives are all
family,
subjective.
her family telling her basically that she would never be capable of finding love and stuff like that because of how she was, and her finding this thing that made her feel more as though she was not like ostracized
Yeah.
by the people around her.
Mhm.
What I
Fucking
really like
Obi
about
is
that-
obsessed with her ass.
We'll get a lot more of that later, I've heard.
Oh, I'm
It's
sure.
so like genuinely good,
Very good.
like so I don't know if you know anything about the whole uniform situation
Mm-mm.
with the Hashira. So there's a little bit of like I don't know where it was in the manga, but it's definitely written in there. The reason that Shinobu, like you would expect, like most of the uniforms look pretty similar to each other, except for Mitsuri's, obviously.
Because
It's-
Shinobu wears her big sister's jacket.
Yeah, but I'm just talking about like the actual,
Oh,
like
the
the
uniform
face
beneath
part.
that. Okay.
Yeah. And the reason that hers has the open chest is because the uniform designer of the like Demon Slayer Corps wanted all of the women to wear it,
Mm.
and she was too scared to like go against it originally, and Shinobu lit hers on fire.
Oh, sick. She's like, yeah, I'm not fucking wearing this.
She's like, I'm not wearing this, and my girls aren't wearing this. Throw it in the fire.
Yes.
Mitsu's like, all right, cool. Just put it
And
on.
yeah, Mitsuri was like, it's fine, I'm fine. I'll deal with it.
Because she just wants to be accepted.
And so
Very trauma
her
response
her green socks.
were given to her by Obi.
Yeah, so that she could cover up more.
That's nice. That's nice. Low key, I don't think it's gonna happen, but I would like for it to happen where maybe Mitsuri and Tanjiro spend more time together because they seem to fit each other very well.
Mm-hmm.
And she is looking for love. Tanjiro has a lot of love in his heart. He has the correct mindset. He's very passionate about protecting the people that he loves.
Pure soul.
He has the purest soul. Like, could you imagine stepping into Tanjiro's soul? I think I'd sob, like, instantly.
Yeah.
I'd be like, there's nothing here.
I'd try to see if I could float in that water.
Yeah.
That'd be
You
cool.
couldn't
I'd
go in
lay
it, though.
down.
You're just walking on it.
I'd lay down immediately.
Yeah.
You just be like, oh, well, looks like it's time for a nap.
Yup.
But yeah, I think if we got like a Mitsuri Tanjiro story, that would be.
They do
Pretty
seem like
solid.
a good couple together.
They seem like
honestly.
they would fit each other very well, you know?
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm sure there's things that she could teach him, and it would be like a very Tamari Shikamaru situation where, like, you know, he's married to his wife, but his wife is a little terrifying. You know, like you don't want to piss her off, kind of vibe. But we'll see. You know, we'll see.
I think you're gonna like Obi a lot more later.
Yeah,
Bro's a snake.
he's kind of cool.
He is though. Like I know he has a snake wrapped around him, but like
Yeah. It's his buddy.
he does not fucking like Tanjiro. Tanjiro's done nothing wrong to him.
Just
doesn't-
issues.
He doesn't like most people.
It's not trust issues though. Like he's actively going against Tanjiro because of how close he is to Mitsuri, and he's a little possessive of Mitsuri, and like that's a little toxic.
Yeah. I get that. I see that.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Nobody's perfect, you know. I'm not gonna say like fuck him because he's
Mhm.
like this. Like I can understand where he's coming from because he probably has a difficult time expressing himself and his emotions.
He
and he's
has
an emo little boy,
he has a very
troubled past.
yeah, you'll get his backstory, and it's like crushing.
I can see that. You
I
know?
feel like a good jumping off point from here. I know it's written on the board for later on, but
Can't even see the board.
doing favorite couples and ships in animes. I feel like this is a good jumping point because we're talking about a very, very important couple to a lot of anime lovers.
Are they even an official couple though?
They're not like an official couple, but they're shipped online all the time. That's ships and couples.
No comment.
Yeah, that's later on.
Yeah,
we
you
haven't
can't
seen that yet.
comment. Can't comment.
I cannot
Confirm nor
give you that
deny.
answer.
I'm sure.
But they're a very famous ship. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
favorite
very
couples
popular.
and ships and animes.
Well, either way, like the thing with ships is they don't have to be canon to be something
True.
that you like.
Mm-hmm.
True.
Um,
These
Like
things-
you
Like a
with
very-
Tanjiro and Mitsuri.
or the
That's
a
ship.
very very
I
common
know
one
what a ship
is like a very common one being like Shinobu and Gyu is a very common one as well.
Mhm.
I could see that.
Um,
She could do him a lot of good.
I think
Bro just hates
they like
himself a bit
balance
too
each
much.
other out very
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go on a little rant on this favorite couple ships that I've put us on. Have you seen? I haven't really asked this. Have you seen Naruto?
Yeah, I've seen it once before. I had watched up to what's the sequel of it called?
Boruto or Shippuden?
No, Shippuden.
Okay.
How
Yeah.
much
Have you
of
finished it?
No,
Have you
No.
seen the pain arc?
no.
Brother.
Are you okay with
Mm.
spoilers?
Brother.
Okay, that's
The
an
pain-
older anime.
The
so-
pain
No.
arc is the single greatest arc of Naruto.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
Is that the
Almighty push.
the hand with the little tongue and shit? Oh.
no.
No,
That's
that's
a different-
Datara.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Datara, he like puts the clay in his hands and he has like all the works of art. Art is an
Okay.
explosion. That's
So
it.
he's seen the Akatsuki, but not.
Yeah. Pain is like the leader.
Oh, of all
Leader
the
of the Akatsuki.
Akatsuki.
Yes.
You gotta finish the pain arc, otherwise there's gonna be real
He-
quick spoilers.
He's
there.
got the
Uh,
orange hair.
Orange hair. Oh, I've seen pictures of that guy. He's a little like stud piercing.
Yeah, he's got the
Yeah,
stud
that's it, he got
Yes.
the piercing.
Okay.
That's pain.
That's pain.
That's I was waiting for somebody to say he's the one with the face piercing.
Yeah, that should have been
the
number one.
easiest way to explain which one
He's
he
got the
is.
rods in his body.
Okay, well this
It's like
is
he does
spoilers.
punk rock for like a living.
Yeah.
100% spoilers here, but I think it's pretty obvious, so I'm not too worried about it. But I'm going on a rant on Sasuke and Sarada. and Sakura.
What a loving mother-daughter relationship.
But Sasuke and Sarada. Oh my god.
Sakura.
What is wrong with me?
What a
Sakura.
loving father-daughter relationship.
That's what I said the first time. Anyway,
Sasuke and Sakura.
yes.
You're welcome.
They are absolutely ruined by the anime.
They really
so
are.
they do end up getting together and getting married and having a child.
Oh.
That is
Spoilers!
that's in Boruto. I feel
Wow.
like that's pretty obvious.
Yeah.
She's only obsessed with him like the
Nonstop.
The entire
entirety of the
show.
show. Except for like a very brief moment when she starts to go to Naruto. Naruto's like, I don't fucking like you anymore, bitch.
Yeah, you were
like
me.
Sasuke. Back
Good
the
for
fuck up.
Naruto, dude. Good for Naruto.
Yeah, for real.
man.
She's like, because he was gonna go and like bring Sasuke back, and Sakura didn't want him to leave. So she's like, actually, I like you, and he's like, no, you fucking don't.
Yeah.
You
Get your
just love
priorities
me.
in check.
Yeah.
All right, fuck you.
You're confused.
You are confusion.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna go get your boy back,
Yeah.
and you can fawn over him just like the good old times. But for now, don't fucking talk to me like that.
Yep. But there are multiple moments where there are descriptions of Sasuke worrying about Sakura, and they just take it out of the anime.
And he's like genuinely concerned for her, and like you can see it in his facial expressions. But in the anime, they'll make him like stone faced, and he won't even say a word.
Expressionless,
Wow.
doesn't care, like work mode type of vibe.
Also, they
Do
took.
you think it's because like they didn't know how to do the expressions the way they wanted
No,
to? for him,
they're
No.
too far gone at this point.
Yeah,
Because even when they were kids,
they
in like Shippuden, Sasuke was like starting to form feelings for Sakura and like wanting to protect her in a sort of way, and was like concerned about her.
Mhm.
Okay.
But it's very important to note the reason they're too far gone is because they ruined Sakura from the get go.
Yeah.
So there are multiple scenes, and everyone like makes jokes that Sakura is useless. She's not as powerful as the rest of them.
Well, yeah,
No,
the first like arc or season of it.
Yeah,
right?
they
that- it
compare her
starts right
to
away.
a trash can.
Yeah.
But she,
that hated anime character list. She was number 2.
Yeah.
I
The
believe
the
that.
most famous like thing that people use to
For sure.
display Sakura as trash is when she cuts her hair off instead of stabbing the guy. It's like she's holding a kunai.
Could
Bro's
ended
just
it
holding
right
her by
there.
the hair. You could have stabbed her in a million places, but you just cut your hair off.
Yeah,
It's
but
a
it was also a
statement.
very it was a statement in that moment. But regardless, she is in multiple scenes, like fight scenes where she's sitting on the sidelines or she's like, with Kakashi like standing there, and like it would make sense for Kakashi to stand on the sidelines and watch his students fight and like see how things are going as a teacher. But it doesn't make
reading
sense for
his book.
Sakura to be there. Sakura's not there in the manga. There's a reason she looks useless, and it's because they just place her on the screen in places she's not supposed to be. And it's so frustrating.
Like they just sort of like plopped around there, like, here she is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like,
She's
oh,
just standing here.
She's
We're
part of
like,
the team.
oh, we
She's a team
accidentally
player.
contracted the voice actress to have one speaking line for this episode.
Yeah, so
let's
they just put her.
Let's just
in
put her there and have her say, Sasuke!
yeah. So there's many moments like that, and then you get into when they're older. Once they do have a child, Sasuke has obviously a lot of very important missions to go on. Sakura has to stay home and take care of the child. In Boruto, in the anime, they make it seem like they don't talk. They make it seem like there's no communication, that Sakura is just sitting there worried the whole time. But in the manga, it is very clear that they talk all of the time. Sakura knows exactly where Sasuke is, exactly who he's fighting, what's going on, when he's coming home. Like, there's so much communication. It's just not happening in the anime because they've already made Sakura such a useless character that there's no going back.
They also
There's
took her
no
tits
way
away.
to make her
They
lovable
took
in the
her
anime.
kids away.
They took her tits away.
Oh,
They
Yeah.
made her flat chested.
Yeah, so they
what a shame.
continuously make fun of how flat chested she is with like you put her on the screen with any of the other female Naruto characters and they all just start making fun of her. And it's just
Yeah.
like
But in the manga,
she has
Rose
a
got
chest.
tits. Yeah.
So they're just like, she's already like a crappy character. Let's just make her the butt of the joke in the future.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
Ah,
awful.
that's
So
People love
I
to shit on Sakura.
love Sakura and Sasuke, but it is ruined in the anime, unfortunately. That's my rant.
Okay.
oh.
Who wants to go next for their favorite anime relationship?
I'd have to say Natsu and what's her name? Lucy. Those two from Fairy Tale.
From Fairy Tale?
Yeah,
Okay.
Natsu and Lucy. They just seem to have a really nice little little chemistry there and stuff.
A good dynamic.
They're good dynamic,
Mhm.
good dynamic,
That's
honestly.
nice. That's nice.
What's Fairy Tale like? I've seen the cover many times, but I've never looked into it.
Once
Oh, it's
upon a
really
time
fun,
in a
honestly.
land far,
Yeah,
far
right?
away.
Oh yeah.
But it's actually it's a really cool story. It's a fun little like fantastical like adventure. It's all these wizards going on little random adventures, man, like trying to make a living. But like throughout the time, you're finding out more about like Natsu and all these other characters, Gray and Lucy's like background and all that stuff. Like Natsu's always looking for his dragon dad that raised him and stuff, and
That's hot.
right, and Gray himself, he's trying to, I guess, redeem himself because like he had done something in the past that he wasn't too proud of.
That's
so
very
it's like
sad.
messed up, right? But yeah, it's not bad. It's a good show. It's really fun.
That's
I
nice.
don't know what to say.
My favorite, one of my favorite. Okay, so I have two.
Okay.
Right.
Mhm.
One of them's not really a relationship
Mhm.
because they never get together.
So it's a
Okay,
ship.
but it still counts.
yeah.
It's a ship.
The entire point.
Well, they act as if they're in a it's Eren and Mikasa. They're not really in a relationship,
yeah,
but they're basically in
Yeah,
a relationship.
it counts.
It definitely counts. All right.
I definitely think that
So,
that's
like,
a
I
good
just-
one.
I love their dynamic so much because there are so many moments where they want to. This just reminded me. Have you seen a Slap on Titan?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
We needed to talk about this. I never talked to you.
yeah,
about
we
it.
meant to talk about it the other day.
Season 1 of a Slap on Titan, when they do the episode where Eren finally pops out of the Titan and Mikasa and she's screaming, "I love you, Eren." It broke me.
Imagine
Yeah.
if she said "I love you" in that moment.
Maddie and
Right.
I watching this satirical bad
Yeah.
lip reading, we were sobbing. We were like, "Cause could you imagine
It was so funny.
it actually happened like that? Nothing else in the anime would have happened."
Yeah, it was just funny because Maddie asked me if I had seen it, and in my head, the first thing my brain said was, "Hey, Armin."
Yes.
Or I mean, Mikasa. Every time they said Mikasa, my heart broke a little bit. Just like, yeah, I'm the only Asian bitch here. What do you think? Oh,
Oh, her rant on how racist they are towards Asian people.
that shit was
so
so funny. It was so good. But yeah, like that one scene of her just like pulling him out. It's like, I love you, don't ever leave. Oh, I love. I was like, ah,
Yeah, absolutely heartbreaking.
devastated. But my other one that is like actually a relationship that a lot of people don't really like is Kirito and Asuna from Sword Art Online, because they basically, without growing old, grow old with each other. Like adopt a child, which I know a lot of people are like, they adopt like this cyber child and program or whatever. I think that shit was beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay. They took this estranged, lost program that didn't know what her purpose was, and they gave her a purpose. They gave her a loving family. They took her on trips. They watched her. They raised her, and she ended up saving their ass.
Yeah.
Ugh, the power of love. But the fact that they also, regardless of their situation, always end up finding each other and are always fighting for each other and have love for each other. And it started off a little shaky, because Kirito's kind of like that guy. He's like, I don't give a fuck what you think about me. But she definitely changed him a lot for the better. And I just really like that dynamic a lot.
Mm-hmm.
It's very beautiful.
I'd say I have two.
Okay.
Same. So.
Ironically, they're both lesbian couples.
Love it. Oh,
Now that I think
Ymir and
about it.
Historia.
Ugh.
Ymir and Historia.
The
Honestly,
first
low key, fuck
okay.
Ymir.
So the first one I'm gonna say is going to, I already know, is going to cause confused looking faces.
Okay.
And it is Toga and Ochaku from My Hero.
Ooh, I love that though.
And it is for reasons that, without super major spoilers, I cannot say
That's okay.
that the best part of their development throughout the story, I guess isn't in a not major spoiler, because you can kind of see the setup as My Hero starts going on. You aren't really as far with that, but when you get through, there's clearly going to be matchups between Class 1A and the League of Villains on who they're going to be kind of, and like even some of the pro
Main
heroes on
rivaling.
who they're going to be, like paired up to.
Yeah.
So,
Like Dabi and Todoroki
Yeah.
are very clearly going to fight each other.
right, Dabi and Todoroki.
I also already know a little bit about that story.
Yeah, and like, a lot of these will have a pro hero that's like aiding them in like a fight. So like
For sure.
Endeavor being with Todoroki,
Yeah.
they all
Totally
have
makes sense.
all the fire quirks coming together makes the most sense. Like,
Dabi's just so OP. That blue fire really carries him.
yeah.
I will say real quick, we've seen Toga transform into Ochako twice.
Twice now, yeah.
Twice.
Twice
You would have
now.
seen
But
twice now.
each time it has seemed very significant to me. So I love that you point that out.
She just met the gentle criminal.
I did.
Okay.
Like just met.
I love Gentle.
He reminds me of Markiplier.
Honestly, number 3, Gentle and La Brava. Love them.
Okay.
They are a cute dynamic.
They very much care for each other, and
A sad fact I have for you is Gentle's introduction. I was watching My Hero pretty much live, like as it was coming
Yeah.
out week by week. Gentle's introduction is low key what made me stop watching My Hero. Because like when he first shows up,
yeah,
he's so boring.
yeah.
It's so boring.
He's
It's so posh, and it's just
he's
like,
kind of
bro.
he's important, surprisingly later on.
I understand that he's important. Like now, knowing the things I know now, I know that he becomes important. I don't know how.
Yeah.
But he's like an underrated Robin Hood,
right.
basically.
So
he
I
only
love
does evil things to evil people.
yeah. So, and there's like, when you come to the final battle, there's gonna be a lot of like matchups and like even some like things that you don't expect of like who's gonna do what. And like some of the matchups like that are gonna obviously be expected.
Mhm.
Who do you think's gonna be in the big fight with Shigaraki? Obviously, that's who are the 2 students you think that are gonna be in that room?
Deku.
Well, Deku's obviously going to be one of them, and then probably Bakugo's going to be the other one.
Right.
Because they're the 2 strongest people
Right.
that have the strongest will to fight.
Right. So, you're
'Cause
going
Shoto's
in.
just trying to prove he's not like his father.
Yeah.
And still be a good hero.
How much of Mario's story is developed where I'm at? I want to ask a question, but I don't know how many spoilers are
I would
ahead.
assume like a third.
Oh, okay.
Is it more or less?
Can I
It's
ask
about
if,
half of him.
Can I
Oh,
ask
okay.
if it's going to come back?
No, you can't ask that.
Okay.
Asher said no, so I'm not giving you an answer.
Can't ask that.
Okay.
Too bad, so sad.
Actually, I on the podcast I can't answer.
Okay.
Off the podcast, you probably could.
On the podcast, I'm not gonna say anything that goes past anime. I'm not gonna reveal it. I would never reveal anything manga wise, spoiler wise.
Cool.
So I genuinely cannot give any answers on what Mirio does past what's in the anime.
Okay. That's
solid.
helpful.
Solid.
What was your second one?
My second main ship that always will have a special place in my heart is going to be Uranus and Neptune from Sailor Moon.
Oh yeah, those were the ones that were like stupidly made cousins in the in the dub, weren't they?
Yes. So for me, being the reason they are my favorite, because for me, growing up, that was the very first. Even though I was confused why they were cousins and they were in love with each other, because they were still in love with each other in my eyes. The way that they act, they couldn't unwrite it.
Yeah, true.
But
have you heard about that?
No idea.
okay,
we talked about it a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, so
We're about to get some knowledge.
So, Sailor Moon, there is a same-sex female couple. It's two of the Sailor Scouts, so it's Sailor Uranus and Sailor Neptune. Sailor Uranus, in her civilian form, is kind of shown to be some form of genderqueer, where she typically presents very masculine. She wears like a men's school uniform, stuff like that. And like when Sailor Moon first meets her in civilian form, literally thinks like she's a man. She never corrects it or anything, but she
is a woman.
kind of refers to herself as a woman. She's open to pretty much being called anything, even though she's in her own eyes a woman. And she is in a relationship with Sailor Neptune, who's kind of she's like the more feminine, like completely feminine presenting, like she's like so Neptune's like this beautiful, delicate, like violinist, whereas Sailor Uranus is a masculine girl who rides motorcycles.
Okay.
Hot.
So wait, like they come on like state that they're in a relationship, like together, like in the dialogue and all that. Or just
they are canonically in a relationship.
Oh, okay.
I would assume it's based off of like the way that they act towards each other and things like that.
Yes.
It's not just like another sailor's like, by the way, they're dating.
Yeah, no, they're just constantly shown having romantic interactions. There is points, I believe, in both versions of the anime as well as the manga where one of them is referred to the other's girlfriend.
Oh. Sick.
And they do kiss on screen, which is what makes the next part very confusing.
That was not included in the censorship. So in the 2000s, when Sailor Moon was originally dubbed in the early 90s and 2000s, and it first aired on like Cartoon Network and stuff like that.
First came to America.
First came over. When they dubbed it, they Americanized it and censored it with the dub. So all the names were changed. Yes. And so some of the biggest changes were like the names of all the girls being changed to American names. So rather than being Usagi, it was Serena. Rather than being like Mamoru is like the main love character. His name gets changed to like Darien.
Oh my god.
Darien.
And
That's
then
a funny name.
Interesting.
there's two same-sex couples throughout the show that are like heavily there. The first instance of it, one of the first same-sex couple is two men, and one of the men looks very, very feminine presenting, because they look kind of neutral and then just have a very, very long ponytail.
Oh, it's me.
Actually, kind of looks like you, not gonna lie. Like,
I'll take that.
Like if I pull up a picture of him, you would be like, it actually does kind of look like me.
Just shave my entire face real quick.
And so for the original dub, they just turned him into a woman.
Oh, that's sick. I wish I had a button where I could be like, woman.
So they just decided that he would become a woman, and the romantic storyline could not be written out in the context that it was there. It was a little bit too
Important.
it was a little important and a little bit too like shown to cut down. However, Uranus and Neptune was able to be a little bit more censored. And their biggest way that they decided to show why the two women lived together was because they're cousins.
Yep.
What up, cuz?
Yep.
Give me this long tender hug.
And I started watching this when, because I'm 25 now, so I started watching this when I was 4 years old. I was just confused by the cousins were in love with each other, man.
Yep.
So, like, that's a no-no.
Why
Hey,
are
look,
they
ain't
so
in
close?
Alabama.
Not by blood.
So, like, and they were roommates.
And they were
They were roommates.
So to me, I think seeing that and always having that relationship like in the back of my mind, it was a very positive like queer relationship to grow up seeing for me. So I think it was just something that like will always be a favorite for me.
That's a core
The best
memory
cousin
for you,
lesbians.
I love that. To piggyback off your idea, I also have a question for the room.
Okay.
On like your best favorite something. I want to ask, what is your favorite sibling dynamic? Could be brother brother, brother sister, sister sister. It doesn't necessarily matter, but like, what's your favorite sibling dynamic?
Like the characters and stuff.
Yeah.
From like an
Okay.
anime, like
Edward and
two
Al.
character.
Edward and
yeah,
Al.
that's
Those are,
exactly
like,
what
my
I was
first
gonna
two,
say.
like, right off the
Oh
bat.
my
'Cause, like,
god,
those guys are really like through thick and thin.
Edward
Even when
and
they
Al
argue
are
and stuff,
always
they're
there for
What's
each
that
other.
from?
100%.
Full Metal.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You will learn.
Okay.
They're solid. They're a solid crew, man.
Like the best
Yeah.
sibling, because like even if they're fighting like at each other's throats, the moment somebody says something or enacts any kind of violence toward them,
It's
oh,
over.
that beef is over
Dude.
because they're coming for you now.
Yeah.
Because like only I get to insult my brother. Okay, only I get to call my brother short. He'd be like, "What did you say? Nothing. I'm cooking." Only I get to silence my brother.
Yeah.
Oh man.
It's such a good dynamic that it hurts.
I'm
Because
trying
like
to think who mine would be.
It's so hard for me to think of anything besides Sasuke and Itachi.
it's valid. It's valid.
Like my brain just gets stuck on that. I can't get
You
past.
know what I just
Mine-
realized? He hasn't seen the pain arc. He doesn't know Itachi's story.
Oh my god, you don't know
But he's the one
Itachi's
that
story.
like killed him, ain't it? He's the one that killed the family and all that.
Yeah, but you
for,
don't
like,
know
another-
why.
That's fair. I don't. I
Oh
don't
my
know.
god, I really you. Oh,
You can't. You can't.
No.
You gotta watch
you
it.
gotta watch it.
So
I'm not
Itachi,
spoiling that.
in all of
That's
Naruto, Naruto Shippuden, and Boruto, Itachi's my favorite character.
Yeah.
I hear
Number
that a lot.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you learn his story
I'll see
and like
why.
his backstory, you'll know why. Like
he's
it's
really got some depth to
it's
him. Huh?
heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Beyond depth.
Beyond depth. So
Beyond depth.
It's
Bro-
deeper than the deep.
Bro
Yes.
is the show.
Really.
He's the reason the whole show happened.
Like people make jokes about the show should be called Sasuke because it's all about them trying to get Sasuke back, or like why is it called Naruto? No,
It's
the show
Itachi.
the show should have been called Itachi.
Yeah, because he's the one that sort of kickstarts a lot of events. I'm assuming.
In a
Like,
way,
yeah.
Sure.
yes.
Yeah.
He's responsible for a lot of things.
But also
He's
victimized
also-
by a lot of
He's
things.
also responsible for the reason a lot of people are still around. First,
Also, he saved a lot of folks
in
in his
In
own
a way.
In a way,
his
yes.
own- okay.
yes,
not his own way, but in a way.
in
a
a
way.
way that
Oh,
was
shit.
forced upon him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
You're getting too close.
Uh oh. Uh oh.
It's very good. I highly recommend it. If you want to just bypass that and know, we can tell you, but it wouldn't be as satisfying.
Oh, that one I'll wait. I'll give
I
you
would
this, I'll
recommend
wait.
you could even just like going through the pain arc and then just looking up which episodes feature Itachi. Just watch those.
You can
You'll be good.
there-
Alright.
you can
Guys,
literally
just
go
skip
to the
through.
internet and be like, what episodes do I need to watch to know all of Itachi's backstory? And they'll tell you. And then the reanimation jutsu.
Yeah, don't talk about that. That's way down the line.
Yeah, but you gotta watch that too.
Yeah, yeah.
Sorry. A lot of Itachi lore.
But yeah, I can't get past Sasuke and Itachi, so I think that's definitely mine.
Once you watch Ed and Al, you might feel differently. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Really?
It's really good.
okay.
Like talk about sacrifice.
Dude.
Oh my god.
Oh, we have Rengoku and Sanjuro is a great relationship. I love that.
They do have a good, because he really inspires him. He really
very
looks out
cute.
for him.
Yeah,
on that,
yeah. It's very cute.
He's a good older brother.
Yeah, there's one thing
He's a
that
very good older
one
brother.
thing that Demon Slayer does very, very well is sibling relationships.
And I'm
Yes,
loving it.
Tanjiro, Nezuko,
Don't
fantastic.
think there's a
Beautiful.
single sibling relationship.
Except Shinizuko.
No,
They are
I disagree.
okay, but in the anime as it is right
Yes.
now, for
It's
the
rough.
only context we
Yeah.
have, it's awful.
I know.
Bro fucked up his little brother.
Yeah, I know.
Like, he's like, I don't have a brother. It's like, whoa, bro.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Because you haven't gotten his backstory, right?
Nope.
No, we haven't.
Okay, then yeah. So like,
It ends
when you
with
know-
fucking Tameo putting her fist into Muzan, and then they're all jumping, and then it ends.
yeah,
And it's just like, what? More.
I want more Tamayo.
yeah, no. But I mean, even with it, just
Yeah.
the display of like the complex,
I'm nervous we
City-
won't get more Tameo, though.
the complexity between
I'm
some
sure
of
it's a
the
very
relationships are so good.
I'm
Like,
sure
Mhm.
it's a very in-depth story that led them to that point.
Yes.
And there's a lot of things that even his little brother doesn't know.
That's
like I'm
what it
sure
is.
there's a lot of
It's-
stuff there.
what it is 90% of Genya not knowing.
I have a feeling it's going to be not the same, but similar to the Itachi Sasuke situation where like Sasuke just doesn't know what
Mhm.
Itachi had to go through
and
to
not
protect
and
him.
not only that, he probably can't know.
Yeah.
Otherwise it'll change everything.
Yeah. Like I
Like,
feel like it's going to be something
I would
like that.
assume it's very similar to that because most people don't act like that towards a sibling unless they absolutely have to.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Mm.
Like, I mean, and I would also argue Itachi went a little overboard on Sasuke. 518,000 times showing
Yeah.
him.
Yeah, we looked that up last time.
Mhm.
Yeah. It's a little overkill.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's fine. It's fine.
Hmm.
Yeah, sibling dynamics in anime have so far, from what I've seen, all been very solid. There
Mhm.
are a few that
I-
stand out.
Yeah, I
above others.
looked at. I was like, but my brain couldn't think of anything else other than like Shinobu
Shinobu.
and her sisters.
Mhm.
So I was like, I need to look something else up because I feel like all we're talking about today is Demon Slayer.
know.
It's so good though.
But
show.
it's also because like that's all like just in the forefront of our mind. So I was like,
and
I
we
looked up-
just finished it too, so we
I
talk
did
about it
look
a lot.
up. I did look up a couple just to get an idea
Bring it
and
on.
see like what I agreed with. And one of the first one that this person put was Mob and Ritsu.
From Mob Psycho.
Mhm.
Okay, we haven't watched Mob Psycho.
Yeah.
No?
Not yet.
Oh,
I'll try to convince Maddie to watch it. It's not really her style of anime. But I'll work on it.
like
For what?
the actual illustration
Psycho.
aspect of it.
Not illustration, more like pacing
Okay.
and
okay.
Yeah.
genre. She's not always into the super actiony kinds of anime.
Yeah.
Like it was a struggle to get her into JJK, believe it or not.
So
But
have
once
you,
she
Damn.
started, she was like, "Damn,
Yeah.
this is fire!" And
Have
I'm like, "I
you-
know."
I haven't
Because
seen
it's
this one.
not it's action, but it's
Yeah,
also has a lot of good drama and like
Yes.
story to it. You know, That's
Asher,
the
have you
thing.
watched it?
I've seen bits and pieces of like the first couple of episodes, but I haven't.
Yeah, after
like,
you get, I mean, if
watched
you
it.
get through the first couple, it's done by the same studio that did My Hero.
Oh, sick. If you had to give Mob Psycho 2 genres, what would it be? If that's too few genres, you can add more, but like define Mob Psycho's genre so that Maddie can understand what she may or may not get into.
I don't know
Paranormal.
how to describe.
Because a recommendation from you is probably going to be like hit harder than it is from me.
Yeah, so the
So.
I watched it under the pretense of it's the one of the best ways to just first off recognize it is written by the same person who did One Punch Man.
Mhm. You can see with
Okay.
like their faces too. Mob
Yes.
Psycho
Their,
has the same
their face
eyes
shapes
as-
are very similar, yeah. Maddie hasn't seen One Punch Man. I've seen a decent amount of
Whoa.
One Punch Man, though.
Yeah.
I
I've seen
fucking
clips,
love
that's it,
that
though.
anime.
So it is
It's coming back.
it's one of
Yeah.
those things where it's almost a little bit of a satire on shonen.
Okay.
Where but it is much more shonen-y than like satire. But
Are you talking about One Punch Man or Mob Psycho?
Mob Psycho.
Okay.
Whereas One Punch Man's kind of the opposite, where it's like entirely satire on it.
Oh,
Where Mob Psycho has that heart of the satire to it. Because like Mob is pretty much just like it's essentially like Mob is the most powerful, right?
Because of his emotions.
Yes, because his powers are linked to like how much emotional output he's putting, and he has like psychic powers. That's what it is. They use psychic powers to essentially like hunt like ghosts and stuff. And Reagan is his boss and his mentor.
Reagan's
And
the
he
G,
has
dude.
he has absolutely no powers,
No.
but he's bullshitting the fact that he does. And Mob believes him wholeheartedly.
So he's just
Guy
constantly
Sensei.
And he's
rolling
constantly
deception.
just-
Nat 20 every time.
Yes.
People.
and
Just like
he's just
King.
like he's like, oh,
Guy
you know,
Sensei.
he's like, these are just
No, Guy Sensei can back his words up.
No,
Yeah, Guy
no,
Sensei's
no.
a badass.
Like this
guy
is
just he throws salt at people. And
So,
that's
like,
it. He's just
yeah. So in one
I
of the
think I
first,
won.
so in one of the first episodes, Reagan takes Mob to this place that's like stacked with spirits,
Okay.
and he's like, oh, you know, and he's like overwhelmed. And he's like, this is just too hard for me, or too easy for me, but it shouldn't be too hard for you. So why don't you try it? And he just like threw some salt and was like, yeah, you're just gonna have to do it, Mob. And Mob's like, oh, I mean, if you insist, we
Oh
can't
my
have you doing
God.
that. Like, he is like constantly conning Mob, and Mob so wholeheartedly believes him. So every job he gets brought to, he just brings Mob along because Mob's gonna solve it.
So it's like King and Saitama.
Yeah.
That's so
Okay.
funny.
Is his name Mob?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
So the
His
sisters
nickname
that
is
you
Mom.
sent me
Uh-huh.
from Tokyo Ghoul, their story is actually really, really sad.
Yeah.
I didn't know if you wanted to talk about it at all. I didn't know them. It was just on the list.
I mean, it's not necessarily spoilers for you, because I mean,
I'm not too worried about it.
I would
I'll forget.
definitely recommend watching Tokyo Ghoul.
Yeah.
Tokyo Ghoul, although season 3 is kind of like bomb,
Yeah.
it's still solid. Like the story still comes to an end, kind of like
Mhm.
Full Metal Alchemist, where like you get an ending that's like it kind of makes sense. It's a little satisfying, but it's not the true ending. The true ending is much better, well thought out, and written in a lot of a better sense. Now, they're not main characters,
Mhm.
but I'd say they're like supporting cast, and they're technically villains.
Oh.
Well, they're part of like the I wouldn't call,
Antagonists.
I wouldn't call them extremists, but they're like revolutionists.
Okay.
They're like fighting back against the government.
Okay.
And they're twin sisters, and yeah, they definitely have a very strong bond.
Cool.
Have you seen Tokyo Ghoul?
No, but I really like. Don't you know about the opening theme song? I really want to watch it because of that,
Unravel.
though.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have that on the list too to talk about.
Yeah, we got to talk
themes.
about openings. That's actually a
Oh,
great
But really
transition.
quick to give one more
Okay.
group of siblings. I know they're not. I don't think they're not technically actual blood siblings, but
We'll count step siblings.
they're not. They're.
Not
Have you seen Gurren Lagann?
I've seen a little bit,
yeah,
but not
for-
enough to
Con-
like,
it- no, the- it-
say I've seen it.
if
seen
you've
it.
seen a little bit of the first season, then it's
Yeah.
enough to say like you can understand the bond between it's Kamina and Simone.
Oh, yeah. Raised in the same area, but not really related.
Right.
I like how
But
they
they're
both have blue hair.
but they both refer to each other constantly throughout it as each other's brothers. Like
Mhm.
it's one of those where like they've adopted each other.
I know how to make
Mm.
you mad. Great.
Whoa, pause. Okay, first of all, you've already done it. Second of all, how dare you? Third of all, of course you know how to make me mad. We've lived together for 3 years. I
Uh-huh.
can make you mad.
Yeah. Great sibling dynamic. Aaron and Mikasa
Shut the fuck
grew
up.
up in the same
Shut
area.
the fuck up. Okay, if you were to look Mikasa in the eye and be like, he's your brother, that's gross, she'd probably slap you. And then she'd be like, you're right.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Aaron literally tried.
Yeah.
Yeah, he literally. What am I to you, Mikasa? Ugh.
And what did she say?
Exactly.
Shut up. Okay. She only did that because she loves him so much that,
That she didn't wanna
can't
admit it.
sacrifice the relationship they have and the goals that he's striving for, and he's
I
too important to the
know.
plot of the like. Okay, there's so many layers that you can't just be like, and what'd she say? She can't.
But a lot of
Also
people
her-
argue.
Also, her Azumabito blood prevents her from doing a lot of things.
I know. I'm making a silly
She's
because
doing
we were
it
talking
just to
about
rile
favorite
you up.
couples,
Ugh,
and
man.
then we're talking about favorite siblings.
Speaking of couples, my other half is like really
Crazy.
driving in a nail.
Nobara who? But anime openings. Unravel's a great one.
Unravel's a fantastic
I haven't even seen
one.
Tokyo Ghoul, but I love that intro.
You should watch it. You should
It's
watch
a nice
Tokyo
song.
Ghoul.
We have 20 animes that we're watching it right now.
We're watching 2 animes right now.
3.
What's the third one?
Free Run.
Free Run's the second one. The other one's My Hero Academia. What's the third one? Exactly.
We're about to start Full Metal.
About to
We've
start.
already-
I
okay,
haven't
technically-
even opened the box
We've already started Full Metal though. We watched like 4 episodes.
because I pirated it and we watched like 3 episodes.
Yeah,
Still.
like
But we're
the
not
old days.
watching it right now.
Yeah.
We're not watching 20. We're watching 2. 2 animes.
And a bunch on our list.
That doesn't count because we're not watching them. And Free Run has literally 1 season and we're like halfway done with it.
Oh, it's so good.
It's very good.
I want to start it.
I highly recommend it.
If you like
It's
Lord
like-
of the Rings or like just like beautiful scenery, oh, it's so good.
yeah, Alex.
It's more of a beautiful show than it is
Yeah.
like an action-packed show, and it's
Um,
very quick to be emotional.
yeah.
Oh, that's
So
nice.
me and
That's a
Alex
full
have
drama.
talked about
It's
watching
beautiful.
it because his friend Jesse really likes it.
Don't watch it without a box of tissues. I was not ready to cry literally the first episode, and then every episode after that I've cried. Like I can't watch an episode without crying.
I haven't-
It's so good.
I haven't cried a single time.
Yeah.
That's right. Sound like a man. Yeah.
Well, they don't really give you time to like get
It's
super
so
attached to
quick.
these characters.
Oh, you
It's just
move on
like
pretty quick.
bam,
All right.
Because it's told from the perspective of an elf. So
and she's immortal.
She's lit. Oh,
Yeah.
she's immortal.
I mean,
Elves have like practical
In a sense.
immortality unless you actually kill them. They don't
Yeah.
age.
yeah.
Yeah.
So it's told from the perspective of an elf who was in an adventuring party that had humans in it. She
A human,
leaves.
a dwarf, and a priest.
Yeah.
Okay.
She leaves the adventuring party to go on her own quest to find more spells for 50 years. She comes back, and one of them is dying, and one of them is dead.
Oh, no.
And she's like, "Oh my god, humans' lives are so
Well,
quick."
no,
I didn't know
two
you
of them
meant
were
the same.
dying. Himmel the hero was just old. He was dying, but not dead yet. He was the
But
first one that greeted her.
He
when
died
she
in the
came back.
first episode.
Yeah. Well,
But-
spoilers.
Whatever. But yeah, so you are watching these adventurers die because they have human lifespans, and she's just confused by it. And she's like, I want to understand humankind and how they manage time and like how this works.
Hmm.
So she takes the successors of the adventuring party and makes a new adventuring party. And she's
wow.
trying to actually take time and like understand them and watch them grow. And it's just so beautiful because it's all told from her perspective because she just doesn't understand why they can't spend 3 years looking for a single flower.
Yeah.
So it's like for her, she gets to see what her friends were like through their kids or
Yeah.
through their successors.
The way she
Yes.
talks about time is funny. She's like, "Oh, a short 10 years," and they're like, "Short?
yeah. hold on.
10 years is like a third of my life,
Yeah.
ma'am." She's like, "Oh, I just a short, 5 years spent looking for this." What?
Yeah.
How
She's
dare
like,
you mock
"Oh,
me?
too bad we didn't have enough time. I know a really good spot to watch this meteor shower. You know what? It'll happen in another 50 years. I'll show you guys then." They're like, 50 years?
Yeah.
I'll be
So-
dead.
There's a lot of moments like
And
that where
she's like-
she's just like
She's
taking
like,
a piss
50
out
years?
of
That's
time.
not that long. And they're like, what?
Yeah.
yeah.
It's a really
'Cause
beautiful show.
she's low-key like 1,000 years old already.
Yeah.
At least.
At least.
That's why your hair's white.
Well, no, her hair's
Oh.
always been white.
She's an elf.
Oh,
It's
okay.
anime, bro.
Right, right.
Yeah.
People
It's
got funny-looking
It's
hair.
anime.
They
If
do.
their hair color is white or orange, they're the main character.
Yeah.
Facts.
Or pink.
Or near the
Pink
main
and
character.
green. If
Pink,
you eat enough
green.
of one thing, you might turn into that thing.
Yeah.
You know
Need
that-
some money.
Just like if you eat enough carrots, you'll turn yellow.
Which, by the way,
Yeah.
total side note, I love that My Hero character. The one who can eat things
Oh,
and turn.
Amajiki.
Yes. Oh my god, he's so
I
cool.
love Amajiki.
Yeah.
He's pretty cool. I
He
like
just
him.
wants to go home.
Yeah.
Have
also
you, how,
frustrated
how
with
much
you.
of?
With
Oh
me?
yeah, you
Oh,
were
yeah.
before me. There's
Because
a.
I know while you were watching those episodes, you were like, "Oh, Asher's gonna be mad."
I
There's
didn't know. So I didn't know that you wanted to
Before-
watch it because if I would have known that was that, I would have been like, no, Maddie, we won't watch this right now.
Before we started My Hero at all, I looked at Maddie and I was
Really
like,
quick, as a side note, so I hung out with Maddie on Monday.
All right.
yeah, we should
and
explain.
we went back to their house. So I went back to their house.
Yeah.
And Asher was at work. So it was just
Unfortunately.
me and Maddie. and we were just like hanging out. So she just threw on My Hero, and it's like the end of the season that we're on. So it's one of the big fights.
Oh shit.
Arguably one of
The biggest.
two biggest fights to have happened
Thus
yet.
Okay.
It is the
You
biggest
already
fight
seen
to
it,
happen
or-
yet.
Oh, other than
Okay.
the All for One fight, I'd say that was,
That was
like,
Yeah.
bigger.
technically a
Yeah.
little bit bigger because it's like a main antagonist.
Okay, for Midoriya.
Yeah.
Biggest fight for
Midoriya was in
Midoriya.
that one. Yeah.
Facts. It is the biggest fight for Midoriya up until this point. But yeah, that's the context. They watched this gigantic, hyped up fight that has been building and building and building for the entire season while I was at work.
And you didn't see it yet, have you?
No, I've seen
You've
it.
seen it? Okay.
But to give you more context, before Maddie and I even started this show, I took Maddie aside and I was like, all right, so I've seen up until probably like most of season 4, until like this guy called the Gentle Criminal shows up. You'll know who I'm talking about when we get there. There's one fight, that I want to watch with you because it's my favorite fight, okay? And it's between this guy named Chisaki and Midoriya, the main character. It is the reason my Plague Doctor mask is red, because he is one of my favorite like anime villains because of what his quirk is, what he's involved in, and what his story is. He's a very good villain.
Yeah.
Right. And then I come home that day, and Maddie's like saying, "Oh, I cleaned this."
Many days later.
I did the what?
No, this would have been.
You said
I-
you told
I-
me about the fight before we started.
And
My
then I
Hero.
came home that day.
no,
when
he's
you
saying that
watched
when we
it.
watched
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
I came home that day,
Mhm.
and Maddie was telling me about all the things she did today, and that you guys hung out. And she's like, "Oh, and I might have done something that's gonna upset you." And I was like, "What?" She's like, "I may have seen something that you wanted to watch with me." I was like, "Did you watch the Chisaki fight?" And she's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "How much of it did you see?" She's like, "Most of it." I'm like, "What?" That's the one thing.
I didn't know.
It's okay.
And you know what's so funny is when we sat down to watch it, I said, "Are you watching this by yourself or are you watching it with Asher?" And she went, "I'm kind of watching this one by myself."
Because I was given permission to watch all of it by myself besides that fight, which I'm terrible with anime characters' names. So Chisaki did not connect.
And even
with
though they
Granted-
say his name
Well,
like
no,
5
granted,
times,
I will say, granted,
matter.
every single end card that they have him on, they always label him as Overhaul.
Yes.
But
and-
but even the characters in the
Yeah.
anime say Chisaki
They-
and Overhaul. They say both
Yeah.
names.
But
And
so I
when
didn't-
he popped up for the first time, I was like, "That's the guy.
Absolutely.
That's who I want to see the fight with." And she was like, "Oh, okay."
Which, okay, we met the guy, and then you were like, "Oh, it's coming up," and then I was like, "Okay," and then we watched more of it together. I stopped watching by myself, and we got introduced to Mirio, and you were all excited about
Oh,
Mirio.
and you saw that without me too. Oh, I was so pissed.
I did not watch
betrayal,
Mirio without
people.
you.
You
Betrayal.
watched
No, the Mirio
Mirio
fight.
get shot without me.
Yeah.
The Mirio fight,
Yeah.
yeah.
But so I get introduced to Mirio. I get all excited about that. They have an interaction with Chisaki, and I was like, "Oh, like it's probably coming up soon." But you didn't say don't watch any more without me. So I thought there's still build. If it's a really big
didn't-
fight, it's probably gonna have a lot of build up, right?
Yeah.
So I didn't think it was coming up, and then we had watched up until where me and Mac watched together,
Yeah.
and he didn't say don't watch the next episode without me.
I
So
haven't seen
I
this show
thought-
in
He does.
years. I didn't
Yeah.
know it was gonna be the next episode.
Yeah, it was literally like the next like 2 episodes that we
Fuck.
watched.
Yeah.
So it just
We
like,
only-
came
No
and go,
idea.
huh?
We
You
we
didn't watch
watched
the end
maybe,
of the fight.
Yeah, we maybe
I
watched
watched that with her.
Me and Maddie watched maybe 3 episodes
Yeah.
at
Yeah.
most.
I at least got to watch the part of the fight that was animated by one of my favorite anime
Yeah.
animators with like the 1,000 fists coming down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was
Like
really
we
good.
got to see that and I was like, okay, she didn't finish the fight. That's fine. But the build up and the whole battle of that with like even though Mirio, are you going to watch My Hero?
Yeah.
Okay. Have
That's
you
the next
seen
one
it?
after Demon Slayer.
Okay.
I've watched up to when he meets that what's the Gran Torino guy?
Gran Torino. Yes,
Yeah.
that's his name.
That's
Yeah.
That's his name for real?
yes, yes.
yeah, Gran Torino.
You said that
So-
last time too.
Yeah. What's that Gran Torino's guy's name?
Gran-
That's like being
That's-
like, what's Barack Obama's name again? Oh yeah, it's
That's a
Barack
good
Obama.
question. What is it?
Yeah, Barack Hussein Obama. But no, so like after you know what happens to Mirio happens to him.
Yeah.
He's still not done. Like
yeah.
that kind of moment from that character. Oh, it's so good. It's so
I
good.
love my Mirio.
I love Mirio so much. Like
yeah.
we saw, Maddie saw a TikTok of somebody got a Mirio's face tattooed on the
You
little
know what's
bone,
so funny?
and she's like,
is
"I don't
she-
get this," and I'm like, "You will."
You know what's so funny is she brought that up to me when I was at your house, and I went, "Wait, hold on,"
Hold
and
up.
I literally had sent that TikTok, or I think no, Allie had sent me that TikTok
Amazing.
like the same day.
Yeah.
So I was able to pull it up. I was like, "Are we talking about this one?"
Yeah, she like showed it to me, and I was like, "Oh, that's Mirio." She's like, "That's Mirio," and I'm like, "Yeah." She's like, "That doesn't make sense." I'm
One
like,
of my
"It will when you meet him."
One of my favorite things that I have saved in my phone is of Mirio.
To give you context, I'm just gonna tell you who Mirio is and what his quirk is.
All right, cool.
I love that. So, Mirio is
That guy?
He's the goofiest
He
looking
like
character in
sinks
the
into the floor like a Shadow
yeah.
Cat
Yeah.
from X-Men
his
stuff, right?
his quirk is called permeation. So he can basically, you know how like all objects, all of our particles have gaps in between them, right?
Yeah.
He can basically fold his particles through other things, and he can just permeate his body through
Through
any
things.
surface. But
If
the
he
problem,
chooses.
but the problem with that is when he activates his quirk, his eyes don't work, his ears don't work, and his nose like everything
Nothing
goes
work-
through
all
him.
senses are
Everything goes
shut
through
down.
him. So like all of the light that you would typically see goes right
Right.
through his eyes. So he's blind. All of the
Huh.
sound waves that would typically go in your ear go
Yeah.
through him, so he can't hear anything.
He can't breathe.
He
Can't
can't
breathe.
breathe because
So he
there's
has to
no
hold his
air that
breath
goes
for
in.
it?
Yup,
Ooh.
the whole time. Well,
Ooh,
the
that's
whole
a
time
scary
he's
one.
permeating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
While he's actively
Sounds
using the
dirty.
quirk.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
All right.
but bro is like top 3 of UA.
Like
Top
really
3.
good.
Oh,
Yeah,
so
he's-
he's
He's
one to
part of
reckon
what they
with,
call
huh?
the big 3,
The
Yeah.
big
the
3.
upperclassmen.
All right.
Yeah, bro's broken.
Wait, what?
He's-
Broken?
He's broken. Like he's very strong.
Oh.
OP.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like he was supposed to be a candidate to get
Oh.
the quirk.
Yeah.
And he was
Yes.
he was kind
The
of the
All Might
original
Alpha one.
top choice before All Might found.
He was like
Really?
the
Midoriya.
recommendation, the person, and then All Might met Midoriya the next day.
Yep.
Yeah, so
Before
he's
he
still in
met
that
on,
shit
with
like
from
he
the
was
ground.
on his way to the school.
Yeah.
And then he saw Izuku and he was like, actually, this little green haired kid seems like he's got main character
Potential.
energy.
Yep.
Got some spunk. I like that.
Yeah, yeah.
To get us kind of back on track, I kind of have a
Sorry.
hot take about
I
My
w-
Hero.
I just had to get that off my chest.
You're good. I have a hot take about My Hero. I haven't really enjoyed any of the openings so far.
Yeah,
We're like most of the way through season 4 now. I haven't really enjoyed
Ooh,
any of the openings.
There's only one I like a lot,
that says a lot.
and I don't remember which one it is, and I can't remember which one it was.
You know,
It's probably later on.
you know an anime whose openings don't miss? Attack on Titan.
So true.
Their openings hit.
They're
All of
good.
them.
They're good. And while I understand the lore impacts and the animation, very, very good.
Not only that, but
Beyond
the music.
rumbling, I didn't really get attached to them.
I think 4 of the songs were like top charting
Mm-hmm.
I believe it.
and like the most popular
I believe it.
for
Um,
anime openings.
Red
Demon Slayer-
Swan.
My favorite is still Demon Slayer's first opening.
Oh, so
That
good.
one's very
Grande.
good.
Mm-hmm.
Death Note's opening is also very good.
Assassination Classroom is pretty cool. I
Yeah.
like their openings. You guys
Yeah.
ever seen those?
I think I've seen one, the first
Yeah.
one.
I like that one. That one
Yeah,
was
that was
good.
good. Bluebird from Naruto will always be top 3.
For music and stuff. Now, when it comes to like animation, though, honestly, like it's hard for me to think of one that I would put above it, other than maybe Rumbling, because like that one is just so good.
It hits
Um,
every time.
But animation wise, Chainsaw Man's opening is so good.
It's very good.
So good.
I have one I can put above it though.
What?
JJK season 2.
Yes.
I didn't skip it
Yeah.
a single time.
You're right.
As
That
I,
one's
JJK.
I watched it.
You are my special.
Yeah,
That one?
specials.
Yeah,
That's a
Special
fucking
Z.
awesome
It's
one.
so good.
Yeah.
That's in my Spotify like actively right now. So
Yeah.
is Rumbling.
Also, the other one from because there was 2 for season 2, wasn't there? Because there was a different one for
There was a
Hidden Inventory,
Mhm.
Yes,
Yeah, there was.
and that's one of my favorites of all
that
time.
one's very good too. Very very good with Gojo riding a little dragon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I
I'm
love that one.
pre-ordering a favorite intro for Don to Don,
It's not a pre-order. It's hard. The opening's already everywhere.
but it's not released, and you can't find the song on Spotify or Apple Music, and it's pissing me off.
That's tough.
Really pissed. They're not releasing the song until the anime comes out on the 4th.
It's very good.
It's gonna be so good.
I'm trying to look and see if there's that we didn't mention for like
Fire Force. is a good opening.
Pokemon.
Yeah.
Legendary.
JoJo's has some good ones.
What I really liked about JoJo's is that they're all like American rock songs too, for like
And
the
they-
beginning and the endings.
Oh, really?
And they
Yeah,
each
so far.
in each of the like different openings kind of goes with the JoJo of the season
Yeah.
very
Ooh.
well.
I like that.
Cowboy Bebop's.
Oh yeah, Cowboy
Bebop's
Bebop's
very
is
good.
also legendary.
Tokyo Ghoul.
Yeah,
Hell
we started with that. So
Yeah, that's what
that
it
was
is.
started
I
the
just had to
discussion.
say it again.
Just
okay?
we got a gentle
Dude,
reminder.
da-da?
Tokyo Ghoul
You
exists.
guys ever seen Dude Out House opening or that?
Mm-mm.
No,
Mm-mm.
that's a pretty cool one. That show itself was cool. Honestly, it was like this little like what was it like? It's like a city noir, you know, like you're trying to figure out what's going on with this whole mystery of like people being abducted. But like you're also following these two students that like one was like sort of like he used to be a part of like a gang. This other one he used to live in like the countryside and stuff and came to the city, and now he's slowly starting to get involved in all like shifty business and stuff. And it was pretty cool because there's like an info broker, Isaiah. He's a pretty crazy motherfucker. And
Yeah.
Seijibo.
Isayama?
Hmm?
I'm just kidding. I'm just making a dumb joke.
I love that man so much.
Isayama, who's that?
He wrote Attack
he
on
wrote
Titan.
Attack on Titan.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Hajime Isayama.
I'm just trying to see if there's any.
Bro's young enough, he could make another one.
Yeah. Oh, he should do it.
He's like in his late 20s, early 30s.
Holy shit, for real?
Yeah.
And
He
made
wrote it when he was 19.
Yeah.
Damn.
Bro was a teenager. He single-handedly wrote like a masterpiece.
See, I'm envious of that because it's like someone that likes to write and draw. Like I always get sidetracked by shit, and it's just like I don't follow through with it, and it's just like
The
piles up, dude.
dedication of some people is it needs to be studied, honestly. Now, it's not an anime opening, but like you know how when they go to like commercial break and they do like the little in-betweens, Full Metal Alchemist hands down has the funniest one. Because they literally just, Full Metal Alchemist, and then it cuts out, and then it comes back, Full Metal Alchemist. That's
Every time.
all you
every
need.
fucking time.
It's epic though.
It's so funny because like it hits and then it like ends, and as it's coming back, you're just like anticipating it, but then he says it in like a much more monotone way,
Mm-hmm.
but he's still saying it.
I feel like there's
That's
another
right.
one that
He's,
I
like, all
watched that
intense
did a
with it, but
similar
it's just like,
thing.
yeah, we're back.
Full Metal Alchemist.
Did you? I don't know if you noticed with a Slap on Titan, they changed the cards for that too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they put like an English dub over it. It's pretty funny.
It's so funny.
Any end songs? Any end-
JJK season 1.
Yes, Lost in Paradise, my
Yes.
beloved.
Da-na-na-na-na,
That- actually, that is how me and Maddie-
da-na-na-na-na.
Fun fact: how me and Maddie became friends.
Oh yeah, you were playing it on the
I was playing it on the speakers,
And I was
through
like, "Who is
Costco.
that?"
And Maddie was like, Maddie stopped me. She's like, "Hey, I have a weird question." She's like, "So there's this song from an anime that keeps playing." I was like, "That's me."
I don't know which anime you're talking about or which song,
You were like,
but it was
yes, you're cultured. Let's engage. We're gonna talk about this.
And we have been friends ever since.
Yeah.
I love that for you
Yay.
guys.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
amazing.
That's sweet, actually.
I have a female version of Gojo's outfit as a cosplay.
I've been seeing the pink outfit Gojos everywhere on the
Really?
internet.
The like, are you talking about like the juicy tracksuits?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes,
Oh.
they're so good. It's so
Yes.
especially because the people that are cosplaying them are like so emotive about
Yeah.
it,
Flamboyant.
and they're just like very cunty. And it's
Yes.
cunty Gojo is the best thing ever. I love it
Yes.
so much because like that's basically what Gojo is.
I refer to my first Gojo cosplay as my cunty Gojo.
love that. Love that.
Where is it? I know I have a picture of it somewhere.
Did you almost say where is she?
I don't know if you guys can see that,
Yes.
I want to do Kunti
That's pretty
Orochimaru.
cool.
but yeah.
Orochimaru has already done Cunty Orochimaru.
Yeah. I want to do Kunti Orochimaru. I feel like that'd be a good cosplay.
Yeah.
Oh, also, well, on the topic, really quick. I'm gonna plug my friends really quick because
Yeah.
I love them.
Absolutely.
Talking about anime anime openings, my friends actually have an entire band dedicated to it.
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah.
So they are called Spirit Bomb.
I think you've
Nice.
mentioned this before.
I have.
Yeah.
They are great.
Out of
Elena.
Fort Wayne.
Yeah, they're out of Fort Wayne.
That's far.
Their lead singer Elena is phenomenal. She's like a vocal coach, and she sings. I mean, she fluent in Japanese, so like she just like kills.
That's sick.
She kills it.
Yeah, I when I went to high school in my Japanese class, when I was a first year, the third year, she sang a Cinderella song in Japanese at a Japanese exchange school, and like one of the teachers was sobbing by the end of it. Some of the kids were like really emotional. I was like, this is really good.
Yeah.
And gives like a completely different perspective
Yeah.
of this song, basically.
Yeah, so my friends are from Fort Wayne, but they kind of do a little bit of mostly within the Midwest. They just they might actually be there right now or just recently went to Texas. They play a lot of anime conventions, but they also just do like small venues. So they've done they did like the Subterranean in Chicago a few months ago. They did
That's cool.
one of the smaller venues in downtown Indy in August. They're doing one in Fort Wayne in November.
How much do you know about the Fort Wayne area? Like, do you know towns and places around it?
Not really.
Okay, because I'm from that area.
Yeah.
Yeah, I lived in Kendallville, which is like 45 minutes from Fort Wayne. It's like a smallish town.
Yeah.
There's a craft factory.
Yeah, pretty much the only thing that I do with Fort Wayne is I go out to Fort Wayne to see their shows when they do stuff out there.
Do they mostly do covers, or do they have original songs, or how do they roll?
It'd be hard to do an original, wouldn't it?
So they have either, depending on what their show is, they either do a 1 hour set or a 2 hour set, depending on kind of where they're performing. A lot of their conventions will be like a 1 hour set. Their personal shows, they do 2 1 hour sets.
Oh, sick.
With their personal shows, they always at least do a full rendition of one of their originals, and then if not half, if not a full of another one.
That's cool.
They have 2 that they mainly perform. One of them they have released on Spotify. Very good. Like it's anime opening style essentially.
I love that. I've been listening to it more and more as just like background music. It's very vibey.
And then the like 90% of their show is they are doing they're doing an anime opening, and they bring a projector with them, so they project if not the actual opening sequence, they'll project like clips from the show with lyrics to like sing along with them. Like they'll do like written out versions of the Japanese so that you can sing along
and
with
like Romaji,
yeah,
which is like the English letters.
Yeah. So they write it out so that you can kind of like sing along.
I love that.
It's so much fun.
I don't know why that just like clicked something in my head for me, but so everybody here has heard the Special Z intro.
Yeah.
I'm kind of sad that they didn't do the second half of the song in the intro, because it's arguably, personally, right? Like, that's my subjective opinion. It's like my favorite part of the song when it kind of like slows down a little bit and gets a little bit more personal. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. It's not just "You Are My Special," but like there's other aspects to it, and it's like a duet part. Like there's another person singing as well.
Okay, I never really noticed that. I always just like heard Lou in the beginning. After that, sort of space out.
Yeah, you should look it up on Spotify. It's Special Z.
Special Z. All right.
It's very good. Just like as a song in general, very good.
It's very well done. Well crafted.
Oh, the Junji Ito intro, very good.
Yes,
True.
Very
very good.
Your hoodie reminded me. I have that in my Spotify too.
Yes.
I forget what that song is called. I can find it though. Give me a moment.
I'm just so excited for the Don 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 intro to actually release.
I think it's called
Okay,
Madhouse.
I was making sure that I wasn't gonna talk out of my ass really quick. I don't know if you knew this about specials, but the references in it are supposed to be about Gato and Gojo.
Oh, so that's probably why there's a duet, because it was written for the show.
Yeah, I was just making sure that that's what it was before I said it, but yeah, it's for
called
the two of them.
Paranoid by Mad Kid. It's just
yep.
Ito
I remember
intro.
that one.
It's very, very good. It's a little horror-esque, which is kind of like
the
Ito.
entire
Yeah. It's meant to make you very uncomfy.
Yep.
Which, like, if you like being uncomfy, it's the shit.
I don't mind it.
I can't wait for Uzumaki to come out.
Yeah.
Oh my God. And they're keeping it black and white.
I think that's coming out very, very soon. Like this week or something.
It better be.
One Piece opening was actually pretty good. The first one.
The first one?
Yeah. Come along, That was good. That gets me. Every
Yeah.
time I watch that, I would be like, "Yeah, let's go for an adventure, guys."
Yeah, it's fun. Going to my friends' shows
Mhm.
because you clearly can see obviously everybody knows what the big animes are. So seeing
Yeah.
everybody because they do a fair range of all of them are known animes,
Sure.
but some of them aren't going to be the ones that every single person has watched.
Mhm.
Not every single person in the room has watched Your Lie in April.
Yeah.
Not every single person in the room has seen every single anime, but then they'll just at the end of one set they'll be like, okay, it's time to do One Piece.
Oh
And
my
everybody's
god.
like,
"Yeah!"
And then at the very end of the show, without fail, they'll go, okay guys, there's a big anime we haven't done yet. What is it? And then the crowd stands there and guesses, and I'm just staring into my friend Damien's soul, and I'm like, play the 11 minutes. Play the 11 minutes. Because they have an 11-minute medley for Attack on Titan.
Ugh,
That's hot.
so good.
That's hot. That would.
It's either 11 minutes or 17 minutes. I don't remember. It's ridiculously long though.
That's amazing.
And I'm just staring them in the eyes.
That's amazing.
Backtracking a little bit, but we do have some pretty big news, actually. Very good timing that I wear this sweatshirt. Uzumaki will be coming out in 3 days. So by the time you're watching this, it's probably going to be either out already or a day or 2 away.
I think I need a new pair of pants.
I know. So we are very close.
And it's not because I just shat myself.
We'll have to pick up a 4th anime.
Now you're gonna be watching 40.
Look, bro, I'm fine with it. All right. It was me who converted her to anime. Okay. It was a long journey. It was a long journey. She didn't trust my recommendations, but once we started and she slowly started watching my recommendations, she's like, actually, these are pretty good. I'm like, I know.
And then you had
So
me
instead of
gently
watching 20 at once,
nudging
you're watching
her
40.
Yes.
behind the scenes
Thank
as
you.
well.
Thank you so much because it's been
Because she'd be like,
it was
Asher.
such a struggle in the beginning.
Yeah, there were times where she's like, Asher recommended this, and should I watch it? And I'm like, yes. Yes, do it. Asher's correct. Watch it.
Yes.
It took both you and Blagoya talking about JJK for me to be like, "Ugh, I have to watch it. I have to find something to get in common
I
with
had
them."
been recommending it to her for months.
Yeah, it wasn't until I started working
Months.
at Costco I was like, okay, Asher, we have to watch JJK.
And I was trying to cater my recommendation to things she likes. I'm like, it's not just action. There's a lot of story, there's build up,
Yeah.
there's background, you get information on the side characters, and you can get connected to people and things like that. She's like, it's just not my thing. And I'm like, please, for the love of God, please start JJK. You will not regret it. And now, to my credit, you love JJK.
I love JJK.
Thank you.
I mean,
And it made me love action a little bit more.
I
It's
also am
expanding my
pretty sure
horizons.
that part of what I told Maddie, I was like, and plus, every single character is attractive and a little fruity.
Yeah.
Every single one.
I didn't feel the need to say that. She was gonna experience that.
It's a nice nudge.
Because I
for
get
some
that,
people.
but I would much prefer her to learn that Gojo's a little fruity instead of saying Gojo's a little
Yeah.
fruity. Because he definitely doesn't initially present that way, but the more you watch him, you're like, whoa,
Yeah.
this guy's a little fruity.
In a very broad,
You're like, oh, this is a whole ass parfait.
Oh yeah.
in a very broad, terrible sense, you could just say that JJK is a fruity version of Naruto, and I would have started it a lot sooner. Just knowing that the characters are a little bit unserious and a little funny and a little bit queer, I like that.
Okay,
You should have told me that first.
Well, Tokyo Ghoul and Full Metal Alchemist is not like that.
Yeah.
They are not
yeah.
fruity.
No.
I know that.
Tokyo Ghoul and Full Metal Alchemist, 2 animes you should watch.
Mhm.
Are very serious.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. JJK has expanded my horizons, and now I like action a little bit more. I'm
God.
starting to look into those. The only reason I watched Attack on Titan is because I could handle the gore in JJK, which minimal gore, yes, but still.
And I've been recommending you Attack on Titan since we started dating.
Yeah, but that's very gory, very rough.
It's not that bad.
I
So
had to
you're
be
more
used
of a
in.
slice of life kind of person, or
Yes.
comedy. So what's that at Umaru or something with the girl with the little hamster hoodie or something like that? The Maracas, you've seen that one?
Mm-mm.
No.
She watches Black Butler.
Black Butler was a good one.
Yeah, Black Butler was one of my starters.
Everybody's a little fruity.
Yeah.
And then
Actually, no, let me redact that. Everyone's majorly fruity.
yeah.
Yes.
But that, and then I started with Pokemon growing up, Studio Ghibli growing up. But Death Note was my first anime that I watched. So I like an intellectual lore
Dare I say,
standpoint.
also a little fruity.
Okay.
Yeah,
Very,
true. And a little
very
fruity.
fruity.
So I don't know. That's just kind of what I enjoyed, and then now I've started
Light
to
and
enjoy
Elle have,
action a
like,
little
they
bit
just-
more.
Let me just
Nice.
handcuff
That's a good
myself
way to
to
go
you.
about it.
Yeah, literally. They're like, you will not leave my side, you beautiful man.
Oh my god, I loved it.
I just
so
need to
good.
peek deeper into your secrets.
Yeah.
What's your underwear look like? I'm gonna follow you into the bathroom. I need to know how you sit on that toilet.
Yep.
It might tell me if you're cuter. He wipes with his left hand but writes with his right hand. He's very conscious about not staining the page.
Didn't use a bidet. Definitely Kira.
Definitely Kira.
He blinked twice.
He's Kira. And he's just like, Ryuzaki, please stop staring at my dick. Like,
Yeah.
I'm trying to poop here, dude. He's like, a little insecure about your manlyhood. You must be Kira. A real man wouldn't care.
Yep.
Allow me to demonstrate.
Um.
But Tokyo Ghoul and Full Metal Alchemist is definitely going to expand your horizons in, I wouldn't necessarily say like a drama kind of aspect, because like it's a little bit dramatic.
You
But
talking
it's
about
not,
Tokyo Ghoul?
no, I initially started with that, but I'm more
Okay.
focused on Full Metal Alchemist
Okay,
because
okay,
that's
okay.
one you're gonna watch.
Yeah. I don't want to
Uh,
watch Tokyo Ghoul right now. I've cried enough.
That's fine.
I
Well,
gotta finish Fruin. I'm gonna be out of tears.
you're gonna cry more in Full Metal than you would in Tokyo Ghoul.
Yeah.
Really?
Mhm.
There's
Okay.
a lot of sad parts.
Sorry to break it to you this way, but Full Metal,
I
they're
thought
gonna
the
be.
dog part was the really sad part, and I can get over
You're
that.
hilarious.
That's the iceberg. Tip,
Oh
tip of
no.
the iceberg.
There are things that are like the bottom of the iceberg that happen fairly quickly and are going to be a slow burn, just like Sasha's death.
Mm-hmm.
But Full Metal Alchemist, A, is going to hurt the fuck out of you, but in the best way, because it comes full circle and there's a good closure to the major pain of this show.
Mm-hmm.
But Full Metal is going to be more of like a well-rounded story that's it's very hard for me to describe without saying too much, because especially with like the dynamic between the brothers and how that goes and things like that, you haven't seen it either,
Yeah.
and I don't want to ruin
It's
any
okay.
of that for you. It's a very good, fulfilling anime that
Mhm.
will broaden your horizons a little bit in the action sense, because it's obviously full of action and very serious moments and things like that, but also going against the greater power.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
kind of like Attack on Titan did when
Yeah.
they're like fighting Marley and things like that and using the power of the Titans and stuff. But
Mm-hmm.
Full Metal is a very different side of the same coin.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna backtrack a little bit because you said Sasha, and I don't think I've actually said this on the podcast, but I did want to tell you, Mac. I didn't cry when she died. I didn't cry the next episode with
She
the
only
backstory.
cried
when
when
the ghost
Sasha
showed up.
was a ghost saluting Connie and Jean.
That's what did it for me. It was just a couple
That
tears.
did really get me though.
I mean, yeah, obviously, but she didn't cry when Sasha died.
I know.
Like when she gets shot in the
She
stomach.
told me that, and I was like,
Yeah! Imagine watching it with her in tears, and she's like, I don't care. Fuck you!
I straight up said, I don't care about Sasha.
for-
Don't care about her.
Why is
Yeah, fuck Sasha. I don't know who that is.
Stop.
Fuck Sasha.
Stop. You'll regret this.
Like,
You'll
I'm
regret
not
this.
Hanji there.
Yeah, yeah. And like I explained to her like later as Sasha kept popping up, she's like, "Why is she's already dead? Like, why is it like?" So I'm like, "Sasha's death is a slow burn.
Yeah, it
Like-
took 3 episodes. 3 episodes for me to cry.
I don't want to hear it from you." Okay, Sasha's death is a very slow burn because she means so much to all of the other characters. She may not mean a lot to you, but she means a lot to everybody else that means a lot to you.
Except Connie. I also don't care about Connie. Or Jean.
Okay, well, I don't care much about Connie either.
That trio I just never got attached to.
But the dynamic and the relationship that she was able to foster and
Yes.
hold together. Sasha was like kind of the glue
It
of
was
the remaining
meat,
cadets.
It was the meat on the wall. Like that was the only moment where I was like, I love Sasha.
Oh, when
Was
she's like, "Hey, look, guys, I,
I stole
stole
some
this
meat."
meat," and they're like, "Sasha, we're gonna get killed." She's like, "I don't care.
then
We're gonna die anyway."
and then the Titan ruined it.
Oh, she
Very
a girl that
classic.
be eating all the time?
Yeah.
Potato girl.
Oh, I do like potato.
Yeah, when you're like, "Fuck, Sasha," I'm like, "Stop. No, you don't mean this. You don't mean
Nah,
it."
You don't
I-
mean
I
it.
still
don't
mean
mean
it
it.
just to provoke.
Yeah. I like this.
Anyway, moving on.
Last topic I wanted to go over, I feel like with upcoming news with Naruto, was it Naruto or something else that's crossing over with Teenage Mutant Ninja
Naruto.
Turtles? It's Naruto?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, there's some interesting crossovers coming up. I wondered what our favorite crossover ideas would be for two animes that should be mashed together.
I see a lot of edits of JJK and Naruto.
Naruto. Yeah, it's so good.
Shit's so fire.
Yeah.
Because, like, all it would take is for Itachi to pull up, and they're all fucked.
Yep.
We're already inside my genjutsu. And Mahito would be like, what's that?
Or just like favorite two weird characters, like a fight scene or something. Like I would love to see Toto and who's the guy in My Hero who is just like Toto?
In what sense?
He's a very himbo buff, very good moraled. He's from the other school.
Oh,
The tornado guy.
hold on, I know his name.
I believe in you.
Give me a second. Not the Jeopardy music.
Here, I'll look it up.
No, I know his name.
I wonder if I look up Toto, but in My Hero, what
It is. It starts with an H. I know that.
I was
Why did it come up with Shoto?
I can't think of it. I'm very disappointed in myself right now because I should know this off the top of my head.
It's okay.
I keep saying Todoroki.
It's not Todoroki.
It's not Todoroki.
Hold on.
Just look up My Hero.
Shisetsu.
Just look
or-
up My Hero Tornado Guy.
Oh yeah, My Hero Tornado Guy.
Are you trying to look up Toto like guy in My Hero?
Yeah.
That's why it's gonna give you Todoroki. Google
oh,
doesn't
Inasa.
understand you.
Inasa or how do you?
Urashi. There was an H in it.
Yeah.
Huh?
Urashi.
Oh, Urashi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he
Insa
reminds me.
Urashi.
There is an H in it.
I
There's
want-
an H in it. It didn't start with an H. It's Insa Urashi.
Yes.
I
yes.
want Toto and him to fight, and I want Toto to mentor him.
Toto would body that guy.
I know, but I want them to just spar a bit, like he spars with Yuji, you know.
Yeah, I guess.
I want them to spar, and then I want
Imagine
him to
he's
take
like,
him
"What's
under
your
his wing.
taste in women?"
Yeah.
And he's like, "I'm gay." He'd be like, "I'll fucking kill you." You know,
Ooh.
it doesn't
wanna
really
see-
matter as long as they have a good personality. You are disappointing.
You know who I want to see next to each other just because they look so similar in my head?
Hmm.
Genos and Bakugo.
Why do I feel like Genos would body Bakugo?
I feel like it would just depend on
What's
the day.
Genos from?
One Punch.
One Punch.
He's the robot.
Oh.
Master, how are you so strong?
They do look alike.
Please do not hold back against me.
It's
And
literally,
he's
I
like,
only
"All right,
wanted.
Genos, are you sure?" He's like, "Yes, this is my ultimate move." And he just,
destroys it.
and Genos is just like on the floor.
I'll come back again.
I'll try again.
It's but a
He's like,
flesh wound.
"Genos, please stop. Like you're gonna die. I like you, okay? I don't want to keep doing this." Like, "But master, you must mentor me."
A Gojo Itachi fight would be cool.
Itachi wins.
You think?
Yeah.
Against Infinity.
That's if he gets to pull it off without realizing he's already inside Itachi's Genji.
Yeah.
It takes one look, and he doesn't even have to look at people.
But
he
he's
can point
blindfolded.
at them.
But he's blindfolded, and he has the 6 eyes.
But he can. The 6 eyes is curse technique, not chakra techniques.
Yeah.
And Itachi, there are scenes in Shippuden where Itachi doesn't have to look at people. He can point at you and put you under a genjutsu. He doesn't need to see your eyes. It can just happen.
But I'm sure it makes the Genjutsu stronger if he can see your eyes.
Okay, yeah, but he can put him in a genjutsu, which Gojo's cocky enough. He's not really going to be.
What about his
prepared
domain
for
expansion?
He won't be able to do the domain expansion if he's inside the genjutsu, because he can put him inside the Izanagi, where he's just repeating actions over and over and over and over and over until he's like, you know what? Maybe I don't want to fight Itachi.
So you think Itachi would genuinely be Gojo?
Oh yeah.
No questions.
I mean,
Interesting.
maybe questions, but I think Itachi could take Gojo
Interesting.
if Itachi didn't have cancer.
Right. Yeah, that's very important.
Yeah. But like, no cancer Itachi could rival Madara.
He has cancer. He has hair, full head of hair. Does he really?
You lose your hair when you get chemotherapy,
Oh,
not from
right.
cancer.
That's
Sorry
fair.
to burst your bubble.
It's all right. That happens a lot in my life. I've come to accept those terms.
Fair. Fair.
There's some
Hmm.
other fun mashup. like
Inuyasha
matchups.
and Demon Slayer. Inuyasha and Demon Slayer.
That'd be sick.
Inuyasha, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Not necessarily verses, but like
Just
work
together in a show.
maybe.
Yeah.
That'd be
Mhm.
cool.
So that'd be pretty interesting to see how they'd handle that. Like, it's like they're cool with Nezuko because
Cowboy
Nezuko's been cowboy.
Cowboy Bebop and Demon Slayer. Spike just shows up with a gun.
Spike and Genya.
Yeah, just shows up with
Best
a gun,
buddies.
and then fucking Tanjiro's like, "What's that?" Like, "Oh, this?
It's the American breathing style.
You don't want to. You don't want to know what this is. Freedom breathing style, form 1, blicky, bang."
Him and Genya would get along great.
Yeah, they would, for real.
Genya, I can't breathe. I'm just gonna use a gun.
Yeah, I can't do breathing styles. Here, this is a Glock.
No,
Okay.
that's actually what happens.
I mean, yeah, he has a
like,
shotgun.
That's why he
Yeah,
can't use.
yeah, he can't use breathing styles.
They're like, here you go. Here's a gun.
Yeah, here's a gun. Which is like crazy because can't they just do wisteria laced bullets?
I think they're nitrine
Isn't-
bullets.
No, I thought they were wisteria laced.
They might.
I thought that they were
It might be.
because
I don't
that's the only
remember.
reason.
But if they can make a shotgun, they can make a better gun.
Yeah, but I believe that that's how they were able to
'Cause a
get
shotgun is a
bullets to
pretty
work
crude
as opposed to a nitrine sword.
Weapon.
I'm like
Mm, it's
almost
not crude.
100% positive they were wisteria bullets.
I don't know.
Yeah, but like,
Because if they can make a wisteria blade, they can make wisteria bullets.
yeah, why in a shotgun? You know, you
Blows
get
up,
2 shots, bro.
blows up the neck. I don't know.
I guess, but just make him a deagle. You know, that'll blow up your fucking neck. 50 caliber, that's got some punch. You know, I'm just saying.
Anya in Naruto.
Broken. She ain't getting fucking genjutsu'd, I can tell you that right now. She'll hear it coming. She'll hear Itachi be like, all right, I'm going to put her under genjutsu. What's that? I just have to look at her. Whoa!
Anya is the
Hides.
telepath kid from Spy Family.
She can read your mind.
Oh, right.
Put
right.
her in Naruto and just like have her hanging out around the Hokage's office, or
Especially if you let her bring her dog.
Oh, yeah, she can tell the future. Almighty. Is that a little girl coming my way?
With a great Pyrenees.
Wait, what's happening? right
Is
now?
that a ninja hound?
He just like turns around. Anya's right there. Fucking Toby Rama resurrected, flying Raijin her up there. And he's like, what's happening? She's like, you messed up, bad man.
I would love that.
Yeah. I read a fun fact the other day that because you've seen pretty much all of Naruto or know enough about it.
I know enough about it. Yes.
So you know the tuning exams, the written exam, they have
Yes.
to cheat to pass. There were 2 people that didn't cheat and still got all of the answers correct. Itachi and Minato. Minato had the highest score out of anybody to have ever taken the test without cheating, which is pretty cool.
And I'm surprised Itachi didn't cheat.
He's smart.
Yeah, but he could have.
He was an Anbu captain at 13.
Yeah, but he could have cheated.
I mean,
You know what I
yeah,
mean?
it would have been beneath him.
Yeah, that's true. I see that.
Like, he doesn't have to cheat. He answered all the questions in like 2 minutes, and he was like, "All right, what are these motherfuckers up to?"
No, but he could cheat to just like stay in line with his peers. Like,
I
oh, which
guess.
ones did they get wrong? I need to get that one wrong.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Cheat the opposite way. But yeah, I don't think we have a lot of like anime news or anything crazy.
Breaking news: anime's great.
Yeah, we got Uzumaki coming up, and then shortly after that, I think we'll have another episode before Dandadan comes out.
They're making another cyberpunk anime.
Yeah, so we talked about that last time.
Rumored to not be a part. Well, Mac wasn't here.
Oh yeah.
Rumored to not be a part 2. Maybe something new.
Yeah, it's probably gonna be same universe, different story.
The crimes I would commit to get a part 2.
Yeah.
Let me tell you.
I kind of like the idea of it being like
An anthology.
an anthology.
I like the idea of like something new, but give me like a prequel,
Yeah.
even of like how Main and his group got together,
There is
and
rumor.
like what those characters look like.
There's rumor not of a prequel, but of them basically animating the story of 2077, which I think is a very cool concept. As somebody who doesn't have the time to play that game, I would love to know the story.
But then why would you play the game?
Right.
You know, that
the-
kind of defeats the purpose.
I mean, to be fair, the game didn't sell very good, so they're probably
The
looking
game
for
sold
other.
a lot better than you
game-
think.
The
Its
game,
initial release did not sell very well because they rushed the release.
So
Yeah.
But once they did all the patches and hot fixes, that game flew off the shelf.
also the anime
Yes.
skyrocketed. The
Oh
game.
yeah.
That's true.
And
That's true.
Keanu Reeves is in it. Come on now.
Yeah, but now that the game's already out, like if they're working on another game, they may as well animate 2077 for more hype
Well, they're
on their new game.
They're not going to work
I
on
could
another
see them
game
do
for
something.
a while.
Yeah,
that game
they're-
took them a while to
Yeah.
make.
They're just adding DLCs for
Yeah.
for
Oh,
2077 right now.
I see.
They just
They just
released
did a
new
major
DLC. Yeah.
Mm. But yeah,
And it's
there's
got
rumors.
like many. So I did the math. You know how I recommended a show to Angelica?
Yeah.
It's 56 hours worth of content,
Oh my god.
and she's already in season 5.
Yeah, that's crazy.
What
she's,
is it?
She's watching The Handmaid's Tale,
Okay.
which is not an anime. Sorry. Ooh, I know, but
I'm
Uh,
just curious.
Blasphemous.
it's a fantastic drama. Highly recommend it. It's on Hulu. It's
Yeah, I was
won a
watching
lot
with
of
my. I watched some of it with my mom.
yeah. They're starting filming for season 6
Yes.
finally
It's been a couple years.
after a couple years. But I recommended it to her a week and a half ago. She's in season 5.
She's been staying up all night.
Each episode is an hour long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Each
One of those
season is
shows.
like 10 hours worth of content.
That's how Allie is. It's like the second you tell her something,
She
she's
can't
gonna
put it down.
she'll just
And I warned her too. I was like, this is going to be something that you aren't going to want to stop because it's a story that's very easily drawing you in and it hooks you very quickly.
Yeah.
Highly recommend. I know it's not an anime. Don't hang me, but whatever.
Boo.
I know.
Boo.
death sentence.
All right, I guess I'll hang myself.
I was gonna say hang him from the tree outside.
Self lashings will be okay.
Okay.
Oh, ReZero season 3 is coming out soon.
Trent's been recommending ReZero, but I'm only gonna maybe act on that recommendation when he keeps his promise of showing up for the podcast.
Yeah.
Bro's a flaker.
Also, when he finishes a single anime.
Yeah.
For real.
Well, just one.
I heard that time I got reincarnated as a slime got a video game.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I heard that one was getting a lot of good reviews and
Yeah.
stuff.
It wasn't bad. It was a cool show, man. Wait, the game or the movie?
The show.
The show wasn't bad.
Because
It
they're
was
on
pretty cool.
season 3 now or something now.
Yeah, because it's like I only got up to like he teaches the kids or something like that, but like afterwards he becomes a she. And what was it? I think like his past, like the past girl that he was supposed to be like connected to somehow, like and gets involved in that.
Yeah.
What do you guys think of those kind of like isekai animes?
I
Ones where,
love
like,
isekai.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
those are
Isekai is
pretty-
a solid genre.
I unfortunately,
There
I
was
think
a
that
period
it's
of. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
it's unfortunately riddled with fan service, and I think if they just took a step back from that and focused more on the action like Shonen does,
Hmm.
I think that they would probably be a lot more successful in this day and age.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love isekai, but I'm also very particular about which ones I watch.
It's
that's fair.
also a little overdone.
Yeah.
There's a lot of them now.
Like
There's a lot of them.
especially in like 2018 to 2022, there were so many that were coming out. It was like the main genre that everybody wanted to make something of.
People got really sad. They're just like, I'm tired of this life.
You know what's really funny about isekais and my backstory with anime? So I did watch Sword Art Online.
This is your isekai? Is that what you're about to tell me?
No.
You're reincarnated into who you are now?
Yeah.
And once you were like a sword wielding badass?
Ooh.
But anyway,
It's hot.
so I had watched Sword Art Online very early in watching anime, like probably just after I watched Death Note. I watched season 1 of Sword Art Online, and then very shortly after I watched that, they started like releasing trailers and talking about Ready Player One coming out and how that was based off of a book.
yeah.
I totally thought Ready Player One was ripping off Sword Art Online. I was like,
Oh,
that is
yeah,
the exact
no.
same story. And then I learned what an isekai is. And I'm like,
Yeah.
oh no, this is just like a genre. But I totally thought that they were
Hey.
ripping them off.
Hey, Spy Kids 3 did it first.
Facts. I love Spy Kids. Everything about Spy
I
Kids.
love Spy
Fucking
Kids.
Machete is in Spy Kids.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was pretty cool seeing him in there. Like, what the fuck?
Like, he shows up and you're like,
He's about to
what
kill
are
someone.
you doing here? He's like, I'm the
also-
uncle. I'm like,
Also, I know this is an anime, but I don't know if you guys know this fun fact.
Dissenter.
But he is canonically the same character in Spy Kids as he is in Kill Bill. They are the exact same character. They're canonically the same character.
Same universe.
I actually love that.
They're canonically the same character.
That's incredible.
I love that.
That makes me so happy. Danny Trejo is like, he's such a gem too. Like he's so
Dude, he
he's
makes
definitely
tacos now.
Yeah.
yeah, he's turned his life 180, like completely different than he was before he started acting. Love that guy. I was gonna say, Ready Player One.
Yeah.
I'm super frustrated with that movie, and I have been since it came out.
Did you read the book? Like, are you
I
frustrated
did.
because of like how they did it?
They completely changed it.
Oh yeah, I heard that.
Yeah.
I did hear that.
So, in the book, he's still in high school,
Okay.
and he cracks the code on the first Easter egg in high school, like from his peers, not in the game, reliving through this dude's memories or anything like that. With his peers in high school, he figures it out, and then he goes into the game and then gets it. And then just like the whole progression of the story is like it
Messed
splits off very early, and then they just keep going.
Yeah.
And keep going.
Yeah.
And he's supposed to I don't remember all of the exact specific details in this moment because it just very spur of the moment came up. But like another thing that like another movie franchise that did this was the Maze Runner series.
Yeah.
I refuse to watch those movies.
Yeah.
I saw the first one, hated it because I loved those books and I read every single one of those books at least 2 or 3 times. There's a whole power system that they just took out.
Mm-hmm.
Like the main character is supposed to have a telepathic communication system with like 2 or 3 other characters. That doesn't happen in the movies, like at all.
No, and that's the issue I've heard about.
Like,
a
what
lot
the
of
fuck?
these like adaptations for books is that like they always do wind up taking a lot of stuff that's very crucial, like
Yeah.
very like enriching for the story. You know,
But
like-
also like drives the story. Like
My
their
favorite
telepathic
example-
communication saves their life at a couple of points.
My favorite
Yeah.
example of that is when the original adaptation of Percy Jackson first came to be.
Ugh.
When they were in the writing process, they sent the author the script and he said, "It's probably not a good idea you do that because everybody's going to hate you." And then they said, "No, they're not. We don't care what you say."
We're gonna do it anyway.
And then everybody hated them.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And now look at it. The man is redoing the show himself.
Yep.
it's not going to show you
so
how to do
much
it.
better.
So much better.
All right. Well, if anybody else has any anime news, now would be the time. But I think we've covered most of everything. Just got a couple of new things coming up soon.
There was another movie show adaptation from a book series that I didn't like. It's the Shadowhunter series. Sorry to
Wrong
beat,
podcast.
beat a dead horse, but like
I'm just kidding.
I'm so mad about that one. I
Yeah.
love that book series. Anyway.
But yeah. Thank you guys for watching. Have a good rest of your evening, daytime, whenever you're watching this.
Enjoy
and
your life, you know?
yeah, we'll see you guys next week.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Peace.